I can swim. Just can't walk or dress myself. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Salute, and welcome back to the Black Ocean Announcement. We're getting deep in with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. Family, we have to take care of some serious business over here tonight because I was made aware of this particular bit of information, shall we call it, that we're going to go over here tonight by our good brother Tariq Nasheed, because I did not know that this particular video existed until I saw it on one of his broadcasts. Oh, family, when I saw this, I was like, oh, no. Oh, no, there's some things going to need to be addressed about this particular subject matter here. Oh, yeah, and we're going to get deep off in it tonight. First and foremost, greetings and salute and welcome to all of you. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear in the chat room. Give me a thumbs up, black fist, if you can hear me loud and clear in the chat room. Because one thing I need to make sure that everybody understands, because I know we got some new people over here to the channel. Welcome to all of you. Let me make something clear. Be aware that this channel that you subscribe to, okay, it's always going to be shadow banned on YouTube, okay? I don't care what I'm talking about. Over the years, this channel has become known to be an educational center for foundational Black American freedmen, and we don't really sugarcoat anything over here. Yes, it's their platform. You have to abide by their rules. And for the most part, we do over here. But once you have a reputation of being known as being educational for your people on here, if you're not cooning and buffooning, you don't have all kind of shucking and jiving going on, yes, there will be interruptions. You will not get notifications 9 times out of 10. Okay, you're going to have to physically come to the channel. For those of you that are new here, all of you that have been subscribed, you all know this, but for the new people, I always post upcoming broadcasts on my community wall section, okay? Always check the community wall section if you don't go directly to the live video sections over here, okay? Now, if you subscribe to Patreon, from time to time, I will post upcoming broadcasts on the main channel in the free section over there. Follow me on IG. A lot of times I will post upcoming broadcasts on my stories. And if you follow me on X, I usually put out a tweet hour or so before the broadcast begins. So you got several ways to be notified when I'm going live besides just waiting on YouTube. And if you would like links to most of the things that I mentioned, all you have to do, go into the About section of the channel. You will find all those things listed there. Okay? So I'm glad that everybody can hear me loud and clear, because tonight we're going to get straight off into it. Salute to the good brother Black United for the cash app. We're going to get straight off into it. No sponsor tonight because, family, as the title suggests, CEDE No Ground to colonizers. Oh, yes, that's something we're going to have to make sure that's a standard here going into this year here. We're going to have to make sure that that's a standard, okay? We cannot allow these people to come in here and disrespect our culture, okay, interrupt what we have going on as far as our empowerment, okay? We cannot allow that. We must stop that in its tracks. We must teach them that this is a brand new day, and we're not going to allow you to do that anymore, okay? As you see on the screen here, you're looking at some flames, all right? Why do I have these flames up here? Because it's symbolic of where we're going to have to throw some of the old habits that we've had. That has to go. And let me say this first and foremost. When it comes to defending anything that belongs to you, okay, whether it's your home, your property, your family, anything that you value that belongs to you, you are not obligated to be polite about how you do it. Because anytime somebody comes to threaten something that belongs to you, family members, property, whatever the case may be, you handle that however it's best for you to protect what belongs to you. Because, see, when it comes to our culture, I've said this many times, this is our cultural house. For far too long, we've shared everything we had with people because we've never been a selfish collective of people as foundational Black American freedmen in this country. We never have, okay? We've never been a selfish group of people. We've always shared whatever we had, even if it wasn't much. because we're compassionate, giving people. We care about other people's situation. And far too often that has not been reciprocated with our people. It just hasn't, okay? As far as collectives. Now, are there individuals that are good people? Sure there are. I know plenty of people. I have friends from all walks of life, all different cultures. I do as individuals, but that does not speak for the collective outside of our lineage. So one of the things that I'm noticing, family, when it comes to us checking these people and saying, okay, wait a minute, now it's time to gatekeep some things. All right. We should have been doing this a long time ago. But again, I go back to something Dr. John Henry Clark has said about our people. Our greatest strength and weakness at the same time is our beautiful humanity. We have exhibited very, very, very broad acts of beautiful humanity towards everybody outside of our lineage, even our oppressors at times. That's the killing part about it. Our oppressors have not shown us the type of dignity and grace that a lot of us have shown them, and they are far beyond unworthy of it, okay? So now that we've started delineating, we started saying, okay, I tell you what, all of you people that just don't want nothing to do with us, you claim we got low IQs, all this other stuff, okay, fine. We're going to go over here with our people and turn our focus. We're going to turn our energy, our talents towards empowering our own. Everybody else can hold your own this. As soon as we said that, oh, family, boy, you notice this, watch this. Before we get into the subject matter here, family, have you noticed that a lot of times when the white folks, I'm sorry, I got to say it like that. When the white folks will tell us, oh, you need to go back to Africa. You know, they don't really tell us that anymore since we've delineated. Oh, let me ask a question. Since this delineation movement has started, how many of you people have, in my chat room, have heard white folks tell you, hey, you need to go back to Africa? Do any of y'all hear that anymore? I would like to know. Do any of y'all here go back to Africa anymore? Because they used to say that as an insult, okay? Because I don't really hear them saying it anymore. I don't. I really don't. So in conjunction to that, now we got to move over to the continental Africans. And again, you're talking about the tether class. We're not talking about all of our continental African brothers and sisters. We're not. Swig this water. Hold on. We're not talking about all of them. But you notice that for the longest time, when we were trying to practice the spirit of camaraderie, Pan-Africanism, whatever you want to call it, for the most part, you start hearing, well, you're not a real African, okay? We the real Africans, all that kind of stuff like that. So finally, with delineation, we're like, you know what? You're right. We're not the real Africans, okay? Do we have African genetic descent? Yes, we do. We do. Nobody denies that. Most of us with intelligence, we are not denying that the transatlantic slave trade happened, but we were brought here in very small numbers, in the single digits. Some people say it's between 3 and 5% of us were brought to North America, and the greater majority that came from the continent were brought down to South America, okay? Because outside of the continent of Africa, Brazil, and places like that in South America have the largest concentration of Black people, okay? Now, once we started delineating, oh no, now everybody wants to make us an African. Oh, you are African. Like, hey, whoa, wait a minute. No. We are not African. You are right. Because technically we are not. Our families have been here for over 500 years. We were born here, okay? Yes, some of the people were brought over here and mixed in with Black people that were already here. That's the part that they really have a hard time grasping, but it's not our opinion. This is historical fact, and we can prove it time and time again. It's been backed up. So when you are here, your roots are here with your family for over 500 generations, okay, 500 years. Our language is of this native land, all right? Everything about our culture is of us, okay? People mimic what we do. We don't mimic other people. See, that's the other thing, too, before we get into this. For those people that try to make us generic Africans, okay? If we truly were of you, then why don't we continue to do what you do? Now, all of us know, of course, we were stripped the people that were brought over here were stripped of their original culture from the different regions of the continent at the time, okay, because the nation states that are there now didn't exist at that time. But we were stripped of that. And even so, when you fast forward to modern day times and people started coming over here, we talking about fast forward to the civil rights era where we fought for the right for other groups of people besides white folks to come here. You think about if a people really thought we were the lost children of Africa, okay, because this isn't a dig at anybody. We just gonna tell the truth over here tonight. If you thought we were the lost children of Africa, your distant cousins, whatever, why is it that when you come over here amongst us, oh, see, I'm gonna hurt each other's feelings tonight. When you come over here amongst us, why is it that you don't say, okay, if I truly believe that these are my lost brothers and sisters, all right, and we African, because you can't have it both ways. You can't say, okay, you the real Africans, and then when we delineate, now we African all of a sudden. If that was your mindset, you would come over here and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to come in the spirit of friendship. I'm going to come in the spirit of brotherhood, family, okay, and try to unite with my brothers and sisters over here. Unfortunately, too many, not all, but too many come over here. And what do? Instead of trying to join with your family that you claim we are, you link up with the people that colonized you and devastated your homelands and continue to do so. See, family, when you put this in the proper context, they don't really have any wiggle room to argue with you. Oh, no. And see, the other thing we must bring up, too, so that we won't be overlooking this specific fact, family, have you ever noticed that they don't try to force other groups to be generic Africans? They don't do it with Jamaicans. They don't do it with Haitians. They don't do what people are in Latin America, okay, down in South America that are black. They don't try to force them to be African, okay? They don't do that at all. We're the only group where they try to do that all of a sudden. So, yeah, we just getting some straightening here tonight. We're going to definitely get some straightening because now we got to deal with these Latinos. Oh, yes, we're going to deal with the Latinos. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Family, the taco tetherist that you see in the thumbnail is named Tina Torres, okay? Now, she hopped over on the brother Panda TV News, I think, Panda Chop News, okay? I think that's where the channel is that she hopped over to. We're going to be reviewing that. Family, she hopped over there, and boy, she had a whole lot to say, okay? Oh, she had a whole lot to say. And see, I want you to study tonight how she sounds because we're going to point something out about her rhetoric over here. Like I said, shout out to Brother Tariq for covering this, but we're going to go a lot deeper than, most people have touched on this tonight. Oh, yes, we have to. Because, see, again, I apply what I just said earlier about the tether class of continental Africans to these Latinos as well. Instead of them trying to say, okay, if you really saying that we created hip hop 50-50, which is a lie, okay, that's been debunked several times, and we're going to keep telling the truth about that. If you really believe that, though, well, I'm going to say this. When we start examining this here tonight, we're going to show one of the main reasons why they can't have created hip hop 50-50 and why there cannot be unity as long as you continue to tell these lies. Oh, yes, we're going to get deep into this tonight. Yes, we are. So now, family, that you know what type of broadcast is going to be, let me scroll over here and greet my esteemed guests, okay? Oh, yes, let me see. Well, I can see, make sure I can see the chat room. I see the good brother Black Truth United, Tanisha Murdoch, Matrice 03, I see you. Let's see, Tanisha Murdoch is in here, Dr. Chanel Phillips, Patricia Jenkins. Let's see. B1 Satin Doll is in here, Sister Stuns Ed, I see you. Dad Miller TV is in the house. Let's see. Theater of the Absurd, okay? Salute to you, must be a new brother in here. What's going on? Yes, I do have it set where people can only comment after 4 days because I try to give people time to get familiar with my content so they don't just come over here talking all kinds of crazy stuff. Unfortunately, some people will do that, so I try to make sure that I have time to study somebody's content so that you see, okay, should I be over here or should I not? But welcome to the people that do think you belong over here if you check my archives, okay? So welcome. Let's see, who else do I see in here? Derek Parker's in here. Let's see, making sure I scroll down, don't miss anybody. Salute to my good brother, Kid Gravity. Beyond, that is my Jamaican brother from another mother. Welcome, welcome, my good brother. Let's see, Devin Haley is in here, my good brother, Project Leroy. Let's see, Hot One, I see you. Let's see, making sure I don't miss anybody. Josh Norris is in the building. Let's see. Breeze Omega, I see you, good brother. Heat St. Cloud is in here. Salute and welcome to you all and anybody else that'll be joining us in attendance here tonight. So, family, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And you know what? I'm gonna be making an announcement too. At a certain point in the broadcast, it'll probably be in about the middle of the broadcast. I'm gonna take my time, make that announcement because we're gonna go into long form on this subject on Patreon. I've been made aware of some things, and I'm gonna make a statement about those things coming up. Oh yeah, we gonna get down to the bottom of that on that broadcast coming up on Patreon very soon. But I'll wait till a few more of you get in here. But as far as right now, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And I want y'all to particularly pay attention to the beginning of this because I didn't want to cut this out. I want people to understand that the brother of Panda Chop News, he's an interviewer, okay? And when you conduct an interview in professional fashion, you let the guest speak, okay? You can definitely give pushback in an interview on a professional level without cutting them off. But in case a lot of people are like, well, why he let us say this, that, the third? When you are a journalist and you try to do it in a professional manner, you do let your guest speak. Can you give pushback? Sure, you can, but you want to give them a chance to say what they're saying. That doesn't mean that you agree with the things that they're saying, okay? So I'm going to play this. I want y'all to read this disclaimer here coming up, all right? So I'm going to pause this, and we're going to read it right here because we about to be cooking with hot fish grease. Disclaimer, this from the brother Panda Chop News TV. Shout out to you. Fair use, fair use, fair use. The brother says the primary purpose of Panda Chop News is to provide a platform for others to tell their story and express their personal views or opinions without restriction or censorship. All views or opinions expressed on Panda Chop News are solely those of the individuals expressing them and do not reflect the views or opinions of Panda unless expressed otherwise. Okay, so he's outlining that in the beginning. I just want to be fair and read this. This program is for entertainment purposes only and shall not be deemed as fact or advice. Panda Chop News. Okay, that's the brother's disclaimer. Just want everybody to make sure they see that. And he's letting you know where his stance is, why he's conducting the interviews, and unless he says otherwise, that doesn't mean he agrees with what's being said. So now we're going to get down to business and start dissecting this. Let's get started.
So we got so much to talk about. I know you got a busy schedule, so I'm glad that you were able to find time to talk today. All right, first and foremost, Fat Joe versus the FBA. You know, he called the FBA a bunch of broke N-words and said that they were radical racists. And this comes from, Fat Joe's been saying for the longest time that hip hop was created by blacks.
Now, the one thing I'm going to go ahead and interject on, just for point of reference, and like I said, I'm not sure if the brother Panda Chop News is a foundational Black American freedman or not, but I definitely am on both sides of my family. So let's get something straight. And this might be news to some of the new people over here. If you're not FBA, you're welcome over here if you're on code and you're respectful of the culture. We welcome everybody over here. But you're going to have to be respectful of our lineage and our culture. Let's get this clear. It's not the FBA, okay? The FBA saying that like that would imply that it's a group. Now, I don't think that brother meant to do that, but that's as if it's an organization that you can join. We've said this numerous times. I'm going to take the time to say it yet again. Some people do that deliberately, but I don't think that this brother was trying to do it. But for those that can't get this through your heads, foundational Black American freedmen, that is our blood lineage. It's not a group that you can join. There's no application to fill out. It's not something that you can decide you're going to be. You have to be born into our lineage. starting with your biological parents, your mother and father. We ain't talking about your grandparents, just once upon a time. Nope. Who are your biological parents? At least one of your parents must be of our lineage and can trace their bloodline back to American chattel slavery. American chattel slavery, not slavery anywhere else. American chattel slavery, okay? That's how that has to go. At least one of your biological parents, mother or father, has to have direct lineage, meaning that they have to be a foundational Black American for you to be considered at least half LBA, all right? That's how that goes, all right? So I hope everybody's clear on that. I just want to take time to clear that up. Now, let's go ahead and say this as well, because I know sometimes you still have people, and no disrespect to them, that were a part of this particular group, because this is a group, per the words of its own founder, Yvette Carnell said this, okay? ADOS and foundational Black Americans are not the same, okay? I get why people try to use the two interchangeably, but technically it's not. Same descriptor, but not the same thing. They said, ADOS, they said they're a group. You can join ADOS. It's got chapters, it's got leaders, according to them. Tone and Yvette said they're the leaders of it. This is per their words, not putting any words in their mouth. So there's your group right there, according to them. All right, we got to get the facts straight. All right. Foundational Black American Freedmen is just a lineage. That's it. It's not a group. So when you get to saying the foundational Black, no, not the FBA, not the nothing. We're not going to allow people to mischaracterize our lineage, say things that are not true. And again, I say it one more time. I don't think this brother meant that. But for those that are new and for the slow folks, we're going to make that clear. So now let's let it continue.
Puerto Ricans 50-50. The FBA has been pushing back on that, saying that, no, this is created and found by foundational Black Americans, and Puerto Ricans and other Latinos have contributed along the way, but they were not the inventors, right? So that's the reason why Fat Joe is upset. What did you think about that?
I mean, like, I had this conversation with Ralph McDaniels back in like 2017. And from people that were around at the time, it's really hard to pinpoint and tell who exactly made up hip hop, because was not created by one person.
All right, let's deal with this helpful statement. And see, you can already tell her tone was hostile when she came into this and he was asking questions, because he did ask some great questions. We're going to go over all this tonight. Tina Torres, I'm talking directly to you and the rest of your Latino community that have these disrespectful views. This is the stance that I take on things, okay? When it comes to people trying to tell me about my lineage and my culture, the first and foremost thing we're going to get clear is, if you're not of my lineage and culture, you don't call any shots over here. That goes for Fat Joe, Busta Rhymes, anybody you want to name, okay? You don't get to call shots over here. You're a guest at best and an outsider at the most, okay? Now, this should be easy to understand, because if any foundational Black American were to go to Jamaica, Haiti, any of the 54 nations on the continent of Africa and try to come over there and impose the same type of attitude towards them with their culture that they're imposing on us or attempting to impose on us, then we would be met with the same type of pushback, and even to a greater degree, and rightly so. Because you don't come over to somebody else's culture and start calling shots. You a guest in their house. Everybody in here that's got any sense, if a guest came to your house and started breaking your household rules and acting like they own the place, not only are you going to check them, you're going to throw them out your house. I know I am, okay? I know I am. You will not be staying long. And this is time where, with delineation, we're throwing people out of our cultural house that don't act like they don't understand the house rules, okay? And see, let me say something else about that, because some of our people, it goes to attest to our kind-hearted nature. Some of our people actually feel bad about delineation and protecting what belongs to us, because for so long we just let everybody participate in things the cookout mentality, air quotes, okay? If you check my YouTube shorts, you see I put up one where Dr. John Henry Clark was talking about that cookout mindset. If you haven't checked that out, the immortal elder had very wise words about that because he has been telling us that and many others for the longest, even before we started this movement here in modern times. But see, family, let me tell you something. When you don't respect the rules of somebody's house, out you must go. And we must make this permanent. See, this is where I'm at with it. These people know they've been being disrespectful. They know they're lying. So there's really nothing to debate with them. When they start that, like, okay, we'll show you better when we tell you. Out you go and you don't get to come back in. I don't want to hear no apologies. Y'all know my stance on that. An apology is worthless, especially from outside the community, and it's not coming with tangibles. And even if you did apologize, okay, great, you apologize. Now you over here, you're a pariah. We got to start making examples of people like Tina Torres, Fat Joe, Busta Rhymes, any of them that's running around telling that 50-50 lie or we got stuff from them. We didn't get anything from these people because, see, if you study this channel for any length of time, I've shown you chapter and verse where the white Hispanics, the East Indians, the Arabs, the Asians, definitely them folks, okay, the mayonnaise people, these people, especially during Jim Crow and coming out of Jim Crow into like the 60s and the 70s, these people didn't blend with us like that. Very few of them. You had individuals, keyword, individuals, few and far in between, that would have to sneak around where we congregated to gather with us, okay, and partake in our culture, because the greater majority of their families, they all had racial slurs for us, the very people whose elders and ancestors fought for them to come here. That's the thing, and they try to forget that part of history, but see, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you why I like the Tina Torres and the Fat Joes out here. I'm going to tell you why I like them. Because, family, when they start talking like this, they expose their hand, okay? They expose exactly who they identify with when they start talking like the colonizers that they are. So you're about to hear her start colonizing now, or attempting to colonize, because we shutting all of this down. The movie Microphone Check, that is a good starting point for you. If you're a foundational Black American freedman or not, and you want to know where the origins of hip hop came from, let me put it in no uncertain terms. You can't argue with the pioneers of hip hop, because all of them that are still living, the greater majority are in Microphone Check. How you gonna tell the people that were there during the creation what the story is? Can you imagine that? If any foundational Black American freedman went to somebody else's country and started trying to tell them how things were created, that they would look at this like, have you lost your damn mind? Have you? So we gonna let her continue to babble, but we gonna go in on everything, every lie that she tells, and we gonna get some straightening on some things too. Let's let it continue.
It's
right.
It's a whole energy that takes place that people start to contribute to. It's a pot, and they put their, and then next thing you know, it becomes an organization, and people start to, group themselves into this thing, and that's how it begins to grow. So, when I sat there with Ralph McDaniel's Video Music Box, he agreed that it was a combination of, multi different people, putting in their 2 cents. He was like, when they were doing what they was doing in the Bronx, Joe Bataan was taking kids into the studio in Spanish Harlem and having them rap on top of Latin soul. This is actually why I call hip hop the bastard child of Latin music, because sonically.
Family, do you hear this moron with her disrespectful ass? And we gonna get to why she's so bold about this too, because I got to tell the whole truth about why she's so bold to even talk like this. This Taco Tell the Wench had the nerve to say that hip hop, our completely foundational Black American creation, is the bastard child of Latin soul. There's no such thing as Latin soul, by the way. And this Joe Bataan person that she keeps talking about, if you look up his name and see what she's trying to give him credit for as far as us getting something from them, see, that's amazing. First of all, if you're going to tell a lie, a good lie, it at least has to have some type of sense to it. Now, the reason why this helped her, a couple of reasons why she's so emboldened to tell this type of lie. Number one, she counts on this generation here not doing research to see who these people are that she's talking about, like this Joe Bataan clown. I'm going to let you do your own research on that. it's funny when you look up who he was supposedly was, a one-hit wonder that did a poor imitation of something that he got from us, okay? But yet, they're trying to say we got things for them. They count on you not doing your research. And number two, you got to go here. You got to go here for New York and some of these West Coast Negroes, okay, and some of these northern states. If them folks around, them white Hispanics, a lot of these dudes, boy, you get to land up with them, okay, and then you get to bringing them around with the cookout mentality, okay, and some of the women too. We got to tell the truth on this. You bring them around, they got to be, they like the cool little white adjacent buddy, and then you start letting them get disrespectful. You start letting them folks say the N-word around you. See, this is what I keep telling folks. People in particular like to run their mouth about the city of Atlanta, Georgia, or Georgia, period. We don't play that bullshit down here. Stand up, Georgia. Where you at in the chat room? Where my Georgia people at in the chat room? Bear me witness on this. Do we have other groups running around here calling us the N-word? See, we don't play about that bullshit. So my point is to all the people that's running their mouth about my city or whatever, trying to nitpick at all the stuff that goes on. First of all, the greater majority of the problems in Atlanta comes from the transplants that are not from here, okay? But secondary, we do not play those games. We let everybody know you going to respect us down here. And I'm going to say something that's going to offend some people. Really? The crux of us straightening out our culture is going to come from people down here in the South. You damn right, I said it. Because we still have our right frame of mind about not allowing people to come down here and use racial slurs towards us. And I don't care what way you claiming they trying to use the N-word. We can't go around them calling them whatever racial slurs that they have for their group, because every group has a racial slur that they've called themselves adopting or taking back. We can't come around their people and start calling them any type of those types of slurs. We can, okay? So that we just got to tell the truth about that. This is why she and others are so, and the Fat Joes are so emboldened to come around, because there's some silly Negroes that like to invite people to the cookout, and then you give them a pass because you're trying to lay up with them, okay? And then we got to go here too, like I got on Tinkerbell X on the broadcast down earlier there. You can see that people like that, and I can't confirm it with him, but chances are I would not be surprised you get to doing some digging. A lot of these folks that are of our lineage that get the cooning and buffooning and supporting these lies, they either got a Latino baby mama, okay, a Latino baby mama, or a Latino baby daddy. It's one of the two. See, a lot of people don't like it when we call that out, but look, we got to tell the truth. We got to examine why these lies are being told. We got to examine where the beginning of this cancerous lying culture came from. When you're trying to determine a sickness, how it got started, you have to do a proper diagnosis. That's what we're going to be doing here tonight. So for her disrespectful ass, I'm telling you, Tina Torres, the hip hop is not the bastard creation of nothing. It is the beautiful creation, complete creation of foundational Black American freedmen. And see, let's deal with something else too while we're on it. This whole you got to be from New York before you can talk about the origins of hip hop thing. No, we don't. Any of us that are foundational Black American freedmen can speak on anything in our culture. See, that's something else. This whole, well, if you ain't from New York, this is mostly what they say. Because, see, you notice that most foundational Black Americans do not say that. I want y'all to pay attention to the people that actually say that you got to be from New York before you speak on this. It's mostly white Hispanics, okay? People that are not of our lineage. You hear some of the Asians start to follow suit because, see, one of the things that I heard Math Hoffa say, okay, that's a tether as well. Family, I noticed that a lot of them, when we starting to really light these people up about being disrespectful towards our culture, they'll look and say, well, you didn't say nothing when so-and-so said it. They'll start naming names of people. Now, I'm going to tell you why that's important. The reason why they do that is because they take their cues from other groups that are not foundational Black Americans and be like, okay, you let so-and-so do it. So then they'll be like, okay, well, why can't I do it? And see, this is why it's important to shut that shit down, okay? It's important to shut that shit down all the time, immediately, okay? You got to shut it down, because if you don't, then they'll be like, well, you let so-and-so do it. And I'm like, we checking everybody. We checking everybody. None of you, N-O-N-E, none of you will be allowed to take anything from our cultural house. Those days are over. And you're going outside of the cultural house for your disrespect. And if it's up to people like me, I'm going to make sure that you permanently out. Okay? We will cede no ground to you disrespectful bastards. Let it continue.
What they were hearing in the streets of New York City at the time came from that Latin music. Boogaloo was the combination, the fusion of R&B and soul and Latin rhythms coming together. And this is where I believe hip hop stemmed from. The problem with Boogaloo is that genre was pretty much deaded because the guys at Fania, when all these Boogaloo bands, these young kids were starting to take gigs, they would take gigs for cheaper than the other salsa bands. So they started to kind of screw up the market. The guys at Fania got jealous, started blacklisting the bands, and the genre just kind of died out. And then from there, that was the late 60s, right? Then from there, and it had lived its time during the 70s. Then from there, hip hop literally is the rising of the ashes from that.
Now, see, let me tell you something that I would like to see more of these interviewers do, because I get it, and I'm not accusing the Brother Panda Chop News of doing this, but what I would like to see, and you notice something, family, they'll go and get these people like this, and they'll put them up there and let them say this stuff by themselves, but they won't go get people that are still alive, like the pioneers. They won't get people like the good brother Lord Jamar. Shout out to Lord Jamar over there, okay? Lord Jamar is willing to debate anybody on this. Many people have said that they won't go and talk to the brother Tariq Nasheed that created Microphone Check. In other words, what I'm saying is, how about y'all that's doing these interviews? Because I get it. Hey, for clicks, views, likes, whatever. How about y'all say, okay, I'm going to have this person on here with their facts that they claim they have, and we're going to have somebody from the lineage, and you're going to hold a debate that way. You notice you don't really see that? And notice none of them want to do that because they know they're lying. Because, see, I want you to take a good look at this heifer's face, okay, with all this extra makeup on, these lashes and stuff, trying to dress like us, by the way, okay, trying to dress like us, because that comes from our culture as well. Family, you notice that she's sitting here with that little hostile look on her face because they're aggressively trying to tell this lie. See, they hate that documentary Microphone Check came out, because if you watch it, you're going to be like, wait a minute. None of what you said is true, nor does it make sense. See, you know who she reminds me of? If you are over in the brother Tariq Nasheed's X Spaces, there's a white supremacist that pops in there by the name of J.W. Lucas. Now, he's a white man that's supposedly a hip-hop producer, okay? And he sounds just like that because, see, the gaslighting, the babble, they sit there in the mirror and practice that shit over and over and over again. And this is what she sounds like. She definitely gave me shades of that. How many of y'all kind of draw that parallel? If you know who J.W. Lucas is, huh? How many of y'all draw that parallel? This is what she's on. All this stuff that she's saying, if she was challenged by somebody that actually understands the origin. See, I'm going to tell you who I would have liked to see on this particular interview here. Y'all know where I'm going with this. Our good brother, Dewan B. Man, let me tell you something. That is a brilliant music historian. I would have loved for Dewan B to have been on there and she went back and forth with him. Man, not only would he debunk her facts, he would have did laps around her saying, nope, if what you saying is true, then explain this. Where did this come from in this particular time period? Start naming the names of these so-called pioneers that were there that we got things from. And see, the greatest thing that I always like to tell people, when it starts to hip hop in particular, okay, since we got so much stuff from y'all, why aren't y'all still doing that today? Where is your equivalent of some of our most successful hip hop artists in your homeland? I'm not talking about they came over here and became successful like the Nicki Minaj's, the Rihanna's, etc. No, where are they at in your homeland right now? Why can't you point to the African version of Jay-Z? Why can't you point to the Jamaican version of Jada Kiss or whoever you want to name in our culture? Where they at? Over there in their homeland. I ain't talking about came over here and got put on by us. Nope. You should be over there where you at, and we should know who you are. And again, why aren't we mimicking and copying other people? For all intents and purposes, whether you like it or not, these are the facts. We don't really take or copy anything from other cultures. Everybody around the world right now, this is why I encourage my people to travel so you can see what I'm saying for yourself. If you go over to Japan right now, other parts of Asia, Mostly where there's no foundational Black Americans at, unless we're visiting, going back and forth. Very few of us are in these places. Do y'all know these people are trying to cut their hair like us? Oh, yes. I'm trying to get braids and processes and everything to make their hair look like ours, okay? That's what's going on. Mimicking us. We're not trying to mimic them and make our hair like theirs or talk like they talk. The world over uses our lingo, our slang, our fashion sense, okay? In the men and the women aspect of it, okay? Everything we do is mimicked by us. The entire world looks to us to set the trends of what's cool. They can get mad about that all they want because, see, the lingo that we use over here as Foundation of Black American Freedmen is unique. The only way that they really got access to it around the world is through the vehicle of hip hop. And looking at certain movies like Friday and et cetera, which has exaggerated elements of our culture in it, but our culture's in it nonetheless, they draw from that, okay? That's what they try to draw from, because I'm going to tell you something. Family, those of you that are Foundation of Black American Freedmen in this chat room, you need to understand something. Our culture is like a delicious meal, okay? I'm talking about a delicious meal that somebody tastes for the first time and it's the best food they've ever tasted in their lives. That's what our culture is, even to the point that our oppressors want to try to dine from that cultural plate that we have. We're the originators. Nobody can get in the kitchen and whip up our culture like us. This is why when they try, it comes across as awkward. Burner Boy, we talking about you, okay? Write a hit on your own, Burner Boy, and quit sampling our classics and ruining our songs. Yeah, I said it. I'm not a polite guy. I'm not going to call a talentless hack somebody that's sensational and talented. There's no talent in that dude. This is what my challenge is to all of them. Everyone of the tether class. Stop copying us. Go to your homeland and get your particular music and culture popping. Huh? Why don't we have you going over there and taking the things that come from where you from and make that a global phenomenon? You notice they won't do that? You notice that, huh? Yeah. See, look, this is hurting feelings, but we got to tell the truth over here when it comes to this. So, yeah, we're going to let this helper get back to telling the lies, but we're going to break all of them over here tonight. Let's let it continue.
And early hip hop, you hear a lot of percussion in there. You hear, certain rhythms, certain sounds, and it's just a melting pot.
Because what people are saying is like these elements existed prior to, how they say that hip hop was created in 1973. Like that's really more of like the unification of the elements, right? Like people are saying that this, all these elements had existed previously, breakdancing, graffiti, but it wasn't until that time that they really called it.
We're talking for hundreds, maybe thousands of years that they've existed. So everybody wants to be the originator and the creator of something. You know what I mean?
We don't have to want to be anything. We are the originators and creators of our culture. Because look, here's the thing, family. Here's the other thing that I want y'all to get accustomed to telling these people if you ever decide to spare any of your precious time to talk to them or engage them in discourse. All you have to do is ask them like, okay, since we got all of this stuff that we created from you, why didn't any of you beat us to the creation of hip hop, huh? See, I'm laughing about it because it's getting ridiculous at this point where they windmilling to make these lies stick. And see, a lot of these people, make no mistake, they're sent out there by corporate entities. They have corporate backing. All you have to do is just ask that simple question. Okay, if you the creators of hip hop, we got so much stuff in our culture from you. Why you didn't beat us to it? Why aren't you the global face of it? Why isn't there pushback from the global community saying, no, Foundation of Black Americans, you got that from the white Hispanics. You got that from the Jamaicans, the Haitians, the continental Africans. Nobody's saying that. Because, see, if you travel, all you got to do is just say, hey, have you ever heard of this before you came across any particular Foundation of Black American Freedmen artist you want to name? And they're going to all tell you, nope. The first place that I got this particular genre of music from, this lingo, this fashion sense, was when I first saw pick any Foundation of Black American Freedmen that's world renowned, okay? See, you Latinos, give it up. It's over. You're done. You're done. The lie is not gonna stick. I don't care how many of you jump out here and proceed to tell the same lie. See, for full disclosure, she's going to talk about this coming up too. She has a beef against Fat Joe. Now, I'm going to clown her hard as hell when she get to a certain part of his interview because I'm not the polite guy, okay? I keep telling y'all, I'm not the nice guy over here in this sector of the media, all right? I'm just not. I'm going to wait till she gets there, and then I'm going to prove a point with this. Let it continue.
But we're all just influenced by something greater.
So are you saying that you agree with Fat Joe that it was 50-50? Or you're just saying you're not sure?
I mean, I'm not gonna put out any numbers. I know. And from the conversations that I've had from just studying the history of the music, from studying Latin music into hip hop, from mambo to hip hop, if you study all of that, you hear the sounds, you're musically in tune, you know what's going on, the history of what was happening in the streets of New York City at that time as well. You study that history, and then also coupled with, you know, my personal interaction with pioneers in hip hop. So I can come, I'm not going to.
Now, see, this is the portion of the interview where I wish the brother Panda Chop News and he can run his channel how he see fit. Because again, if you're a journalist, you let them speak. But I wish he would have said, because see, this is where, look, for Panda Chop News, anybody else, here's a suggestion. Like I said earlier, have people from the lineage, the living people that were around, okay, that are the pioneers, go get some of the people that was in microphone check if you can't afford to pay them to speak to you, all right, because they probably going to charge you for that, and they should charge. All of us should really be charging these people to talk to us about our culture, but go in and talk to people that's willing to debate like Lord Jamar and ask her, who are these pioneers that are outside of our lineage that you keep saying? Because see, notice, family, the thing about lying, people keep repeating a lie often enough until they think that it can become the truth, or is people going to accept it as the truth. So ask her, who these pioneers you talking about? Because you going to name people that we have many of them on film saying, hey, we got this from Black Americans. How you going to be a pioneer of something that you imitated from somebody else? See, I'm going to tell you what the problem was, family. And see, this is why going forward, I encourage all the younger generations, document everything about our culture that you create, because with them, all they're going to do is say, oh, one of us was standing around. We had a hand in building it. No, you didn't. No, you did not. Just because you were present or an observer of something and you started mimicking that, that doesn't mean that you created it. Do you know how silly anybody would have to be to think that you created something because you either were around it or you start mimicking it after you seen it? How can you be a creator of something that you had to mimic that was already in existence? This is preposterous. I want you to hear the rest of what she's about to say, though, because she really is serious about this. I know a lot of y'all like, oh, nah, she's just saying this for giggles. Nope, nope, nope. She is deadly serious about telling this lie. And we're going to be deadly serious about debunking it every time they try. Let's get back to it.
Say it's 50-50. You know, I'm not going to put out numbers like that. That's, you know, pretty audacious to say that, but it was a melting pot of people coming in. And I would say there were even Jews and Italians in there too.
Okay.
Did you hear this? This Latino taco tether winch had the nerve to say that there were even Jews and Italians and all. Okay. Name them. See, the reason, look, let me tell you something. I've told y'all this for years over here on this platform. When you get to hearing people talking about you, they can't give you specific numbers or names. That means they're full of shit. Because if we talking facts and you know what you're talking about, somebody asks you the question, okay, who are these pioneers and what time did they show up? Oh, you can name who they were. You can name the time period. You can name specifically what they contributed that we had never seen. And we can take those facts that you give us, go look it up and verify it and say, okay, wait a minute. This is either true or it's false. You lying. And see, I'm going to go here again. Damn you off-code New York Negroes that are responsible for this bitch. Yes, I'm saying it. Shout out to my own code New York brothers, but you off-code Negroes, look, man, let me just say this like it is, man. It's late enough over here. Let me just say this like it is. God damn it. If any of you off-code Negroes just got to have some taco tether snatch, you just want to see what the thing hit like, go ahead and hit. But goddamn it, that don't mean that you allow them to come in our culture and start telling these kinds of lies, because she would not be this bold if she wasn't around goofball Negroes that allow her to come around and be this disrespectful. And see, I'm going to go here. I got to say something because, see, when it's time to clean up the culture, everybody has their role to play. Sisters, I'm going to tell you right now, this is where you come in at. Y'all going to have to go ahead and stomp down on folks like this. Yeah, I'm telling you, y'all going to have to be the gatekeepers hardcore on these bitches coming around because these off-code Negroes. Hey, now delineation is in full effect. Y'all going to have to be the one like, nope, you not coming around here saying no damn N-word. Because you know she running around black folks up there saying the N-word. You can't tell me she don't. No. She got that same disrespectful mentality, that obstinate, stubborn mentality that fat Joe or sloppy hoe, as I like to call him, has up there, okay? I promise you that. See, sisters, this is where you come in at. We can't do it as brothers, but hey, y'all can have a conversation, if you know what I mean, with heifers like this. Start having conversations with them because, see, it's getting to that point. We're going to have to set some serious restrictions and boundaries on this because they've been allowed to be disrespectful for so long by off-code folks that they think they're going to continue to do it. And we telling you, you see it now nationwide. You will not be allowed to continue to disrespect us. You're not going to lie. Ain't nobody going to give you a pass on it. I don't care how many times BET, or as I call it, WET, white entertainment television, because it's white on, go and get Fat Joe and put him up there and keep trying to prop him up like he's some type of respected ambassador in hip hop. First of all, you can call him Fat Joe because I'm going to tell you, especially down here in the South, nobody listened to Fat Joe. Even when he first started, we don't respect that clown. Bitch ass had the nerve to say Lord Jamar was the wackest one at Brand Nubian. First of all, you don't have the authority to speak or critique on anybody in the culture, from the least skilled hip hop artists to the greatest, because even the ones that would be considered weaker skilled could out-rap Fat Joe on his worst day. Look, I'm going to say something, boy. I'm going to say something, man. A lot of y'all probably going to be like, man, damn, GBS is that bad. Yeah, to me, it's that bad. Family, you know who I think is a better lyricist than Fat Joe? And I want y'all to put it to the test if you can bear listening to the music, because I don't listen to this dude's music. Tyler, the Creator. Yeah, I'm going there. Fat Joe, you couldn't even win a battle rap against Tyler, the Creator. That's how lame you are, okay? And look, it might be some Tyler, the Creator fans in here that's like, why would you say that? Listen, man, come on now. That dude is not a skilled lyricist. We know that. He's a goofball. But Fat Joe, you don't even qualify to go head-to-head with him. And I ain't talking about how, look, what I'm saying is I ain't talking about you go and get your ghostwriters to write something. I'm talking about live on stage. You're not doing no hits. No, we just talking about off the top of the dome. Old school cypher style. Put Tyler, the Creator in there and put him in there. I guarantee you Tyler, the Creator will wash his ass. Yeah, that's just how disrespectful I'm getting with it. The nerve of you gonna sit up here and criticize one of our icons in the culture like Lord Jamar. See, let's take it back there. Okay. In addition, and you know what? I'm going to see if I can reach out to Lord Jamar and see if he's interested in this, okay? Because Lord Jamar wants to have a civilized discourse and debate about the facts, which as they should. But none of them want to take that brother up on that challenge. Here's what I'm going to propose. Since you claim that Lord Jamar is so lame, so whack, we need a versus. No prior hits are going to be performed by Lord Jamar or Fat Joe. That should be the rules of it. No prior hits. We ain't doing no established songs. We come and freestyle battle off the top of the dome. Since you say that he's the wackest one in the crew, see, the Fat Joes, this is something they don't understand about foundational Black American freedmen culture. And we definitely see this in the South, especially those of us that grew up in Generation X and even forward. When you go to start boasting and making claims as if you are so much better than somebody, or you can do this, you can do that. At some point, somebody gonna say, okay, well, it's time to show and prove. Come on with it then. Huh? At some point, the talking got to stop. Like, okay, let's see what you got then. Come on, let's go ahead and put these skills that you claim you have to the test, and let's find out. May the best man win or the best woman win, whichever case it is, okay? See, that's what we need to go with that. How many of y'all think, I'm gonna do a temperature check before we get back to this Latino taco tetherist here. Family, how many of you think that Fat Joe would accept that challenge if Lord Jamar said, okay, cool, you say I was the wackest one in Brand Nubian. Well, let's just see who whacked today. We're not gonna do no prior hits, no songs. We gonna get on the stage in front of a live audience, by the way. Let's add that. In front of a live audience on top of the dome, and we're going to freestyle against each other, and we're going to let the audience and the crowd in attendance decide who got better rhymes. Huh? Come on, man. Man, that would be a slaughter. Let me tell you something, dude. Lord Jamar is one of the brothers that if you was to get into a cipher with him, that man would obliterate you, dude. And then here's the thing. Everything that he would say would be culturally relevant to things that we can relate to. I got to ask the question for any of you that were brave or bold enough to listen to that garbage. How many of you ever heard Fat Joe rhyme about something that you could relate to as a foundational Black American freedman? I'm talking about he's spitting something. I ain't talking about how good the beat sound or none of that, because I ain't talking about anybody that had a verse before him. We talking about just him. How many of you can say, nah, GBS, or Fat Joe had this one song or this one album, I could relate to all of that as a foundation of Black American freedom. See, that's the other thing about them talking about we got our culture from them. Okay, if that's the case, why can't we relate to y'all? Because we just, look, a lot of us don't like to say this because it hurts their feelings. If you're not of our lineage, even if you emulate us rhyming, we can't relate to you because you're not from our culture. See, Lord, we got to stop playing with these people, man. I'm going to go even further with what I'm saying tonight. Oh, yeah, we going to hurt these feelings over tonight with the truth. Basically, what most of these goofballs are that's not of our lineage, you basically like the special needs kid that everybody just play along like you doing what everybody else doing and you get a participation trophy. That's where you at with me. And that includes Eminem, too. You goddamn right. I went there. That includes Eminem, your Post Malones, all of that. And see, let's talk about Post Malone before we get back to her. Family, when I looked up and I saw that they classified Post Malone as R&B, really? Now, when you say R&B to me, let me tell you what that's supposed to mean. That's supposed to mean Babyface. That's supposed to mean Luther Vandross. That's supposed to mean Anita Baker, Tony Braxton, huh? Tony, okay? That's what that's supposed to mean when you say that. Freddie Jackson, huh? We talking about legendary R&B icons. Where the fuck does Post Malone fit into that? Because that's what that is. See, you got to watch shit like that when they go and just throw somebody out there and then say, okay, he's this. No, he's not. We define what that is. I want to know. You free to answer however you want in this chat room. Does anybody consider Post Malone R&B? I need to know if I'm just, maybe it's me. Maybe y'all go correct me. Maybe I'm tripping. Does anybody in here consider Post Malone R&B? I need to know. Oh, yes, Dr. Phillips, they consider Post Malone R&B. Huh? Let me ask a question. Maybe there's some Post Malone fans in here that can enlighten me. What are the songs that he's come out with that can be a soundtrack to your life? Because, see, when you say R&B, the foundation of Black American freedom, we're going to get back to her in a minute, but we got to talk about this. When you say R&B, the foundation of Black American freedom, that's the soundtrack to most of our lives, okay? Oh, yeah, we got to go there, so I need to know. Well, where my people at in here, man? Tell me which Post Malone track have you heard where you be like, boy, that take me back to a time and a place in my life, huh? I need to know. Because I'm clowning, because I ain't never heard it. R&B my ass, man. Nah, see, we going to shut this type of crap down. So my point is this. All of you that are outside of our lineage, we done letting you get your participation trophy and pretending that what you do is the equivalent of what we do, because it's not. There's very few of you that I can point to and say, you know what? You got talent. I'm going to name one right now. Fat Joe can go to hell, but I will give Big Pun his props. Now, he could spit. Big Pun, as far as I know, never disrespect the culture when he was alive, but he could spit, okay? I'll give credit where credit is due when the few of them that you can name, because you can really, to be honest with you, this is going to further infuriate some people. Most of the people that we talking about, you can name them on one hand that are outside the lens. You be like, yeah, boy, yeah, he came with it or she came with it. Huh? Very few of them are talented lyricists to the point. For example, watch this. Because to me, despite what some goofy nerds may say, okay, You got some goofball nerds, even of our lineage, that's talking about Tupac wasn't a great rapper. Have you lost your goddamn mind? See, that's the thing when nerds get microphones and start speaking, and they know who they are. Let me tell you something, man. Tupac was the gold standard as far as not only lyrical ability, but making the rhymes make sense in a way that you could relate to them in your personal life. Even if you went out in the streets, the things that brother was talking about when he was living, a lot of people emulated his rhyming style. I'll give you another brother, okay? Where is their version of Nas, huh? Come on, man. We got to talk this talk over here tonight. Find me any of these people that are outside of our lineage that can compete or be on the same level of lyrical technicality as a Nas, huh? Come on, man. I need to know who these people are. See, sometimes when people get to trying to put on our shoes, so to speak, and walk around like us, we sit there and just go along with it and allow them to think they're doing what we're doing. But we got to start really saying, okay, wait a minute. No, let's analyze some people. Where are your all-time great lyricists at? Because like I said, you're not going to be able to name too many where you be like, yeah, you know what? Yo, I got to go and check that out, what they're talking about. To be honest with you, to further go ahead and underscore this divide between our talent as far as foundational Black American freedmen and hip hop, you really have to be on a song with one of us in order to get relevant. Because if we not on there and it's just a bunch of them by themselves, nobody want to hear that bullshit. Can we be honest, family? Can we be honest tonight over here? How many of you, if it's no foundational Black Americans on the album at all, and these other groups that they claim, you know, we got all the sauce from them, and it's just a bunch of them on there, how many of y'all gonna listen to that? Huh? I need to know. Never mind us here in America. The world doesn't want to hear that. If it's nobody like our well-known icons over here, whether you agree or disagree with stuff in their personal life, the Jay-Z's, the Nas's, okay? If it's Jadakiss, come on, man. Who fucking with Jadakiss outside our lineage? Man, stop. Come on, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if it's not us on there, at least one of us, most people like, man, y'all, that's that imitation bullshit. Get that government cheese brand of hip hop out of here. Where the foundational Black Americans at? That's what people overseas gonna tell you, okay? Yeah, see, the truth hurts, man. We're gonna talk it over tonight. Let's let it continue.
And then what did you think about how Joe approached the situation in the way that he said it?
What I want to know is who is letting this guy, what Illuminati master is letting this guy talk about this stuff right now? Because that's not the agenda of the country. You know what I mean? So I'm like, why is he even talking about this right now? Because we know that right now in America that, you know, it's Black supremacists. So he might get a spanking for saying what he's saying.
Wait. Okay. What do you mean by Black supremacists?
You know, I got to deal with that Black supremacist term. See, and I get why the interviewer didn't give much pushback on that. And I'm not sure how old the brother Panda Chop News is. Okay, could sound like a young brother, okay, compared to those of us that are Gen Xers. But when people get to talking about Black supremacy or the Black supremacists, this is why I often get on our people when people get to saying from our lineage, I'm not trying to be racist. You can't be racist. What power do you have? What system are foundational Black Americans, any Black people, what system are we in charge of to oppress people and deprive them of resources based on the color of their skin? Because see, if we had the ability to be racist, we could get away with what Daniel Penny got away with. We could get away with the officer Sean Gray that murdered our sister Sonia Massey. We could get away with that. If we were racist, we could get away with what they did to our good brother Robert Brooks up there in New York. We don't have a system that's set up to allow us to harm and kill people of other races with impunity like them and then deprive them of resources. That burns me up, man. And if it's anybody in my chat room that has that mentality, I ask the question to you. With what power and system do you have to be a racist person? And then further, let's look at logic on this. You can't have two supremes. Supreme means no higher than. You can't have white supremacy and Black supremacy Because if you did have that, then sooner or later, the Supremes are going to collide to see who's going to run the yard, so to speak, huh? There is no black supremacy. See, when they say that kind of stuff, they never say it in front of somebody like myself and others that will question them and say, okay, this black supremacy you speak of, define what it is. Because, see, I'm going to tell you where they would go when you ask them to define it. They're going to say the delineation movement is black supremacy because we telling you that you're not going to lie about our culture. You're not going to come in here and call hands in our culture. You're not going to steal from us. They think that's black supremacy. You notice that? Now, every other group gatekeep their culture. Don't nobody have a problem with it. But when we say, nope, this belongs to us, and you're going to respect our cultural house, or it's black supremacy all of a sudden, or we xenophobic, we this, we that. They think racism is name calling. There's no name that a black person in this country can call anybody outside of our race that's going to deprive them of resources. Huh? There's no name that we can call them that's going to put their lives in danger. Now, when it comes to us, that's completely different. The history is documented there. When you get to hearing these other groups saying the N-word, and I don't care what context it's in, you better be on your guard with that. Huh? That word cost our people their lives during slavery and Jim Crow, huh? That's why I don't play about other groups using it in no shape, form, or fashion. One thing about coming down south here to our concerts, them people don't have to be told what not to say. Come on now, where my Georgia people at? Y'all know how we get down. We be like, all right, you better skip that part of the song, motherfucker. If we around now, if you in groups of numbers by yourself, you might get that off. But if we there, all right. you came to this concert in good health. You better leave in good health. Better exercise for common damn sense. We don't play about that shit. Huh? So this black supremacy that she speaks of, I'm saying this to these interviewers. Start getting people from our lineage on your platforms that can give these people some intelligent pushback. Because, see, when you just throw something out there, you should be required to quantify the statement with some type of facts or logic. There is no black supremacy anywhere on the planet, not even on the continent of Africa. Because, see, when you think about the term supremacy or supreme, that means, like I said, no higher than. That means that you have complete sovereignty and the ability to punish people that violate your sovereignty. And if any of the 54 nations of Africa had supremacy, even though there's majority black folks over there, okay, continental Africans, why is it that they're not placing sanctions on other countries that come in and violate their laws? Think about it. You have never heard an African nation putting a sanction on any country from the West, definitely. Hell, they don't even have veto power in the UN. Huh? No, what is supremacy we talking about? See, this is why they don't like talking to me. I'm the guy that's going to really make you think about this. Where is this supremacy, even outside of our lineage? Where you point to that black people are oppressing other races of people with impunity and there's no punishment? It does not exist. We're going to let this fool continue, though, because we're not done with her by sight. Let's let it continue.
I told you in one episode of yours, I said when I sat with Cootie, I was at Soho House with Cootie, right? It was that time when Kanye was on TMZ, when he was saying, well, 400 years sounds like a choice, 400 years of slavery, right? And everybody misquoted him and said, oh, Kanye said 400 years of slavery is a choice. No, he said it sounds like a choice. And I sat and I was talking with Cootie, the man who had been his friend, been filming him for years. And he was like, I was like, well, this is what's going on. I'm like, they're bashing Kanye because he is bringing a message of unity. That's what he was speaking at the moment. You know what I mean? And I could, even in that one little compartment, aside from all his other issues, that one compartment of what he said.
Let's deal with the Kanye West issue because, see, this is where I pissed some people off in our lineage at. See, the difference between foundational Black American freedmen, we deal with our Sambos and Coons when they get out of line and get all cold. So when Kanye came out with the slavery was a choice statement, a lot of us took him to task on that. We did. Yeah, I've got broadcasts of it right here still up on this channel. And everything I said, I still stand on that to this day. See, let me say something again to the people that's the Kanye sycophants and the fans. I don't give a damn who you are, what celebrity you are, male or female. Of our lineage, if you get off cold and start cooning and buffooning, I'm going to call you out over here on this platform. I don't worship celebrities, and you shouldn't either. Let me make this clear. When you see somebody like a Kanye West kicking it with a certified white supremacist like Nick Fuentes talking about this is my buddy and this is my friend, I don't have no more love for you. You over there fraternizing with the enemy. This is somebody that has talked about killing our people, the Nick Fuenteses. But he called them, see, look, let me tell you something. A lot of people with the celebrity worship, because you like the entertainment that somebody brings to you, you can't see past common sense. For me, if you over there kicking it with somebody that has talked about exterminating our people and etc., you don't have good common sense. I don't want you anywhere around me. Oh, hell no. You compromise. Huh? And see, let me get to my announcement that I'm going to make. Family, I've been made aware of some passive-aggressive statements that have been made towards me and my platform. I'm going to deal with all of that on Patreon. Oh, yeah, we going to go long form into that probably in the next day or so. So if you are a member over there, be looking for a broadcast. I'm probably going to make that available to both tiers over there, okay, on my Patreon, because I'm going to get some things straight about people that run their mouth, okay? I'm going to get a lot of things straight with that. Some of y'all already know the particular individual I'm talking about, but we going, you know, so they want to go there and be passive aggressive because, see, let me deal with this. Family, this platform over the years has a reputation of, if I have something to say, I don't care how high or low a subscriber count somebody has is. I'm not the clout chasing guy. I've told y'all for years, there's people that can verify that know me. Many of you haven't met me offline. If I wanted the clout chase, I would just show my lifestyle. I would brag about my accomplishments 24/7 because that's a long list that I could go down if I chose to do that. I don't make this platform about me. I make it about educating my people. So anytime I critique somebody, it's not because I'm chasing clout. You don't have no clout to give me. You don't. The clout that I get comes from my community and the accomplishments that I have over my lifetime. We gonna deal with some things to get a lot of stuff straight because, see, let me make this clear. There's more than one person that goes by the lineage when I'm not saying something, I'm saying something. Nah, see, the difference with me is if I have something to say, I'll call your name, okay? I'll call your name if I have something to say. If it's not directed towards me, I don't respect it, first of all, but we going to get some things straight on that broadcast. Oh, we definitely are, so stay tuned. That's the announcement I want to make. Y'all, we going to get it all the way straight because, see, I'm going to tell you something about me. If you don't tell no lies on me, I won't tell the truth about you. Oh, yeah, we going to handle that bit of business. So just be looking over that broadcast in the next couple of days on Patreon. Now, back to what we dealing with here tonight. This lion heifer right here, again, the black supremacy talk and all of that, we got to shut that down immediately. We can't be allowing these people to just lie about that because, see, here's the thing. Let me tell you why this is important, because you have a lot of people that will say, well, it's just hip hop. It's not really important, this, that, the third. Oh, no, it is very important because if they platform these people on mainstream media and they don't have representation from us that can debunk this stuff and straighten out the lies they tell, that becomes the main narrative that everybody goes with. See, this is why in 2025 and going forward, we have to make sure that we put more effort into getting front and center in front of these places and tell these people, hey, listen, if you want to know something about our lineage, Foundation of Black American Freedmen, you need to talk to somebody from our lineage. Don't go get some white Hispanic or somebody that don't have no connection to the lineage and then go to talking to them like they're the expert on our culture. How you going to be an expert on a culture you not a part of? Yeah, let me say it again. How are you going to be an expert on a culture you not a part of? CEDE No Ground. I put this broadcast titled that way for a reason. We got to stop ceding ground to these people. What they have, we take it back, and we're going to put permanent ownership on it from now on. Let's let it continue.
And then Cootie was like, well, Kanye is crazy. And I got so defensive. I was like, Kanye is not crazy. Because especially at the time, I can't speak for Kanye right now, but at the time, he was coming out with a lot of truth. And I was understanding with what I was understanding what he was saying, and I was resonating with what he was saying. So
notice what she just said, and like the good brother K. Wright said in the chat room, the mainstream media in particular, they only celebrate us when we're denigrating our people. That's when we're considered smart. Like he said, when we denigrating our people, and see, notice what she just said. This is part of the broadcast I want to highlight here. Family, she said that what Kanye, the cooning that he was talking about at the time, resonated with her. Now, why is that? Let's put our thinking caps on. Let's really analyze that statement. Why did she say that those particular comments and his stances, because we all saw him when he was out there running around losing his mind, okay? Why did that resonate with her? I'm finna go here. You know why it resonate with her? Because her particular culture, especially of that particular skin tone, when they come over here, what are they classified as? White. Yes, I am. I'm going there. Yes, we got to do it. The Asians, East Indians, Arabs, white Hispanics, they come over here and get classified as white. That's why it resonates with her. Because see, if you listen to her talking points, you can tell that this is one of them chicks that while you goofballs up there probably laying up with her and listening after her, she laying up with white supremacists, man. This is where she getting her talking points from. You can tell by the words she using. When it started using terms like black supremacy, oh, I know who you kicking it with. Mark my words, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you, after this broadcast is over, start doing your own homework, because we got a bunch of sleuths over here. We have some very, very skilled people at investigation over here on this channel. I wouldn't be surprised if y'all came back to me like, bro, GBS, look at this. Look who she laying up with, man. This is a white supremacist. I'm going to do my own research because I'm going to deep dive on this heifer's history. I never heard of her before this interview. I'm going to be honest. Let me ask y'all in the chat room. Before you saw this particular interview on Panda Chop News TV, did y'all know who Tina Torres was? Because she's supposed to be a rapper. I never heard of the bitch. I'm being honest. Has anybody over here ever heard of this motherfucker? Because I hadn't. Anybody can name a song she's been on? Has she performed anywhere? Maybe some of y'all can tell me. I've never heard of the bitch, okay? Just popped up out of nowhere with this anti-black rhetoric. Huh? So I'm gonna put it to you like this. I'm gonna do some research. And like I said, if y'all come up with something and y'all find anything, send it to me. Because we're going to break it all down. And I'm going to tell you, if I find what I think I'm going to find, or we're going to revisit this subject, or we're going to revisit it and we're going to put it all out there on Front Street. Because, see, one of the things we got to become accustomed with over here in our culture today, we got to become accustomed with identifying who our enemies are, even if they're amongst us and they look like us, okay? We got to become accustomed with identifying who our enemies are, all right? That way we know exactly how to deal with them and exactly where to put them, all right? We can't have serpents in slithered up amongst us. And see, when it comes to what I just said, that means people of our lineage that are compromised, that want to be laying up with these folks and then bringing them in amongst us. No, man, we can't afford to be playing that game today. When you got Daniel Penny and the likes of that running around, we can't have you bringing that around our people. Oh, we got some straightening to do. 2025 is the year for it, though, family. We're going to change a lot of things that have been accepted. It's going to be no longer acceptable in our community, and that's going to be the standard of tradition going forward. Let's let it continue.
Cootie not under, and I was seeing the temperature of where we were going in America, right? This was 2018. Next thing you know, Black Lives Matter and COVID hits, right? Before Black Lives Matter, I wasn't hated on by Black people. Maybe secretly, but after Black Lives Matter, all of a sudden, I became a Karen when talking about rap music that talks about murdering Black people.
Okay.
Now, this is the part right here that we got to home in on. KT Wright said in the chat room, he said, oh, this is funny. My brother KT Wright said, would she rap? Because I don't know. I know she's not rapping on the mic unless it's the mic of an executive. Yeah, that's the mic she probably rapping on, brother. That's the mic she probably rapping on, because I've never heard of the bitch. But see, this particular line that she said right here, this is what confuses a lot of younger people. The J.W. Lucas types, they come out, they talk anti-black 1 minute, talking about black supremacists, Fat Joe with talking about radical black racists, and then they'll turn around and say some shit like this, the gaslighting to confuse you. Because our warfare is deception, and this is cultural warfare that we're engaged in with these people, okay? She's talking about, well, when I come out talking about music that's killing Black people, like you really can't. Look, this is what I want y'all to tell people like that. The statement she just made, be like, okay, you care so much about the music that's talking about killing Black people. I agree. Yeah, we need to talk about that. However, if you really do care so much, you would be more concerned on Jordan Neely being killed. Where this bitch talking about getting justice for Jordan Neely? Where was she at? Is she talking about getting justice for Robert Brooks? Does anybody know if Tina Torres is talking about getting justice for Sonia Massey? Breonna Taylor? Where you at? These people that care so much about us, notice the only thing they want to talk about is our music, entertainment. Whether you agree with it, good, bad, right, or wrong, entertainment is entertainment. You don't talk about these other groups that are harming us every day. Where you at standing up for our people if you care so much about us? See, it's a Trojan horse tactic to fool those that are not as skilled or as adept at critical thinking about things like this. That's all that is. That's a Trojan horse to get you to lower your guard. Like, well, she saying she care about this. If you say that, where the action to prove it at? I need to see where you at producing justice. Where you at putting skin in the game with your own time and resources to help with them folks harming us? Because see, I already know where she's going. She trying to say that the music, whether you agree with it or not, the black on black crime talking point, that's another variation of that black on black crime. Yeah, okay. That's what I want y'all to start doing with people like that. Black, okay, yeah, you concerned? Good, all right. So now that means that you're willing to help me produce justice to secure that for our brother Robert Brooks that was murdered up there. You interested in that? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, come here. No, ain't no wait a minute. No, you gonna claim that you so concerned about our people. Why don't we ever see you talking about the people that harm us? Huh? Let me further go here before we let this asshole continue. I'm applying this to the Eminems and all of them that are outside of our culture, especially the white ones. Name any album or song that they've come out with since they've latched onto our culture that actually defends the interests of our people when we harm. Can anybody do that? Huh? Even if you're an Eminem fan, name an album or a song where he advocate for our issues or talk about getting justice for anybody that was harming our community. Where's the one from Fat Joe? Since he claimed he a hip hop ambassador, where your albums at or songs advocating for justice for our people? Where can you show where you put in work on the ground with black grassroots activists to do good for our people or protect and empower our people? Huh? See, we got to stop playing these games, man. It's over with. We shutting it all down in 2025 going forward. Let's let it continue.
When you say supremacy, though, right, do you think that Black people have just reached the point where they're tired of dealing with the things that they've been dealing with?
No, it's an agenda. You know why? No, it's an agenda. I'll tell you why. Beyonce's Black is King. This whole black agenda, and I'm just watching commercials and it's like, pills for, like vitamins for black women, what about vitamins for all women? You know?
What about, bitch, you go straight to the 10th level of hell with gasoline draws on? See, this is where that black and brown bullshit lead, where anytime we mention something about our needs and ourselves, well, what about us? What about you? You better go talk to Jennifer Lopez, bitch. You better go talk to Fat Joe. You better go pull all these different people out your ass and say, hey, you need to be advocating for our people. Why you think it's our job to be your fucking mule? Notice how the vitriol came out of here when they talked about Beyonce knows Carter, okay? Arguably the greatest performer of modern times that's living right now. Arguably. Notice I said arguably. There's been some debate about that. People comparing her to the late, great, legendary Michael Jackson as far as her stage presence and performance. Great discussions around that particular conversation. Okay, some people have thrown the brother Chris Brown name in that conversation. Usher, okay, whether you agree with these people or not, just talking about stage presence and performance. Arguably, Beyonce got it right now. I just got to give it up for what it is, all right? Arguably. So now, when she talked about that, you heard her say, Beyonce's Black is King. Oh, she was offended by that because, see, sisters, let me tell you something. One of the things that these Latino helpers hate is to see black women get shine for the talent that they've earned and put in. Let me ask a question of all people in my lineage here, all right, gathered here tonight. Family, if you put in your time, your effort, okay, your resources, your energy into studying a particular craft, and you master that craft to the point that you not only are good at it, but you're great at it, to the point that the world has to recognize you for greatness that you have put in, all right? Internationally known for being great, not just good. Why would you be obligated to take that talent that you earned and cultivated and displayed on the world stage and then start propping other people up on your talent that you built up? Why would you be obligated to do that? We got to ask some real questions over here tonight. Why would you be obligated to put other people on your back after you had to strengthen up your legs to be able to hold yourself up? You had to put in time writing your own material. Okay, you had to put in time practicing dance moves, coming up with innovative things, coming up with different ideas for your stage presence. Because see, look, there's something else. Now, y'all probably don't know this. When people mention Beyonce as being a great performer, it's not just the songs that she performs or writes or what have you. She has a lot of input onto how her stage and choreography is set up. Did you know that? I'm just talking facts. We ain't even talking about any. I know some people have issue with certain things about her. We just talking facts. She has a lot into saying, okay, when my presentation is displayed before the world on the stage, I want it to look this way, this way, this way. Huh? So my question again, if you have somebody of that caliber using her as a standard, why would they be obligated to put your people on their back and say, well, what about them? Because see, let's go here. Let's talk reciprocation. Name me the white, Hispanic, East Indian, Arab, Asian, white artists that put our people on a pedestal with them. Hey, wait a minute. What about Jadakiss? What about Beyonce? What about Jay-Z? What about Nas? Well, where are these folks outside of our lineage that does that? I could barely get it out without laughing. Have y'all seen it? Because maybe y'all can tell me over here. Because see, listen, I'm not the person that will come on this platform and tell you I know every single thing it is to know. Oh, no, I can learn from y'all. Can anybody enlighten me on where these other people are that have put in so much work, and then when they start to get shine, they say, hey, wait a minute. What about these Black Americans over here? Y'all forget about that, huh? Where? I want to know. Can anybody point me in the direction of where I can find any artist doing that? Hell, let's go beyond artists. Any athlete, any actor, any corporate business person, any mainstream media personality. Where these people at that go and say, hey, we can't get all this shine by ourselves. Let's include these Black Americans. Where the fuck is that? I want to know. Because see, I'm saying since we can't find that, we owe you the same thing that you've given us. We don't have to give you anything from what we've earned and got out the mud with our own hands, okay, and use our own mental acumen to build up. We don't owe you a damn thing. The nerve of these entitled bastards, man. See, that's the thing about a parasite. A parasite actually think it has the right to attach itself to your life force, and it's offended if you remove it. Isn't that something? Damn Latino parasite. Let's let it continue.
I mean, I get we all have different hair textures. I get, but really at the core, we're all the same. We all have vaginas. We all have titties. We all, you know what I mean? We're women.
Oh, see, this, I'm going to tell you something, ladies. See, when brothers like myself that study this history, chapter and verse over the years, you know why that pissed me off? See, we finna get real. Because see, this is the part where our foundational Black American freedmen sisters are going to have to clamp down on bitches like this. Yes, I said bitch. Tina Torres, you raggedy bitch, you say that it's all about all women, we're all women. Well, did all women, were all women the subject of Marion J. Sims? You know, the father of so-called modern day gynecology. See, let's talk about who Marion J. Sims was. When he was experimenting on foundational Black American freedmen women and torturing them, gruesome, man, look that history up. I've covered that on this platform over the years. I didn't see him going to get white Hispanic women to do that too. I can't even go into detail about all the things that bastard did. But we're not done yet. Because she say all women. See that all women bullshit? Y'all should be gravely offended. Because where were your women being targeted by these white supremacists during Jim Crow? If they saw a little black girl off somewhere by herself and snatched her up and violated her, were your women going through that? Where's your story about little black girls that were bombed to death in a church, a place of worship, a place where they've gone to try to get some type of spiritual instruction and they hadn't done nothing to nobody? Where your stories about that happening, huh? Like down in Alabama. You say it's about all women. Okay. Then explain to me why all women don't have the same infant mortality rate as foundational Black American freedmen women. Explain to me why all women don't have their babies' spinal cords and things being fractured and broken like that demonic bag of dog shit that did that to that little baby. See, y'all got to understand something. We are targeted for and under threat in this country. I've told y'all, they hate our women the most because y'all are the gateways to new life for our generations, okay? So they hate us all, but they definitely have a hatred for you. Let me tell you something. I go back and point people to this book all the time, Boss of the Delta, where it chronicles the history of white Hispanic, by the way, governor of Louisiana at the time, Leander Perez, that said the best way to hate an N-word is to hate him before he exits his mother's womb. Huh? Come on, man. Talking about all women. Really? So now when you see that going on, where's the stories of the little white Hispanic or white adjacent babies that's being violated like that by that damn demon? And see, you got to be pure evil to do that to an infant that hasn't done anything to anybody. See, I tell y'all, they do not see us as human. When we see, this is the thing, how you know we're God's children. When we look at anybody's children, that's what we see. That's a child. That's a precious, innocent life. When they look at our children, they see something to be exterminated. They don't see a smiling, laughing, happy black baby. See, you want to know when you most hate it? Show these bastards a pregnant black woman. Show these bastards a pregnant black woman with a husband at her side. Don't you know how much they hate you sisters when they see that? See, this is why I don't do the goofy gender war. See, the thing about this platform over here for individuals that's passive, where I say one thing and then I say another and you confused about where I stand on things. Y'all know that when I critique something, have you ever, and bear me witness in this chat room right now, if you think that you can come up with anything to the contrary, have I ever promoted any kind of content that's anti-black family, anti-black marriage? Have I ever done that? I don't have to tell you don't say this or don't say that in a chat room. My message is consistent, okay? Point me out right now. Look, go down my archives if you're new here. Find some content where I'm telling you things that are conflicting with the message of black empowerment across the board, huh? Come on now. I want y'all to talk to me. Call me out on it. I'm looking at my chat room. You can say whatever you need to say. Point out content where I'm telling you things that are against the complete black family structure, because there's no way for you to be pro-black, black first, and on code if you talking against the black family unit. How the hell you gonna have a community or a nation build without that? Huh? We got to talk this talk over here tonight. So when she's talking about all black women, where the fuck the all at? Where's the story of the white Hispanic women being murdered in their home like our sister Breonna Taylor? Where's your white Hispanic equivalent of Sandra Bland? You said this is about all women, right? All the women got the same plight in the country, huh? Well, I need to know where your stories are like that. Where are the white Hispanic mothers that are mourning their children like what happened to our young brother, Tamir Rice? Where are the white Hispanic women that can go as far back and say that you experienced having a child lynched like Emmett Till? Where are the white Hispanic women that can say, hey, my 14-year-old child was executed by electric chair like George Stinney Jr.? Don't you tell me about all women. No, the fuck you don't have the same plight as my women. No, you don't. I've never seen it in this country. See, when you say something like that to me, you talk about, oh, we all together, we in this. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, well, that means you experience everything that my people experience. So, bitch, no. When our women are due their shine, they don't have to include no other bitch in the group. You understand? Because none of you motherfuckers stand beside them when these things happen. That's foundational Black American freedmen, men that have our sisters' backs, not your ass. Not the men in your community, not the women in your community. You have the nerve to talk about what's for our women. Fat boy, y'all don't understand. That shit got me 38 high. So y'all sisters, start putting your foot on these bitches' necks when they start talking about all women something. It ain't no all nobody. Right now, we fighting for an anti-Black hate crime bill, our reparations. Where these bitches at advocate for anything in our favor when it comes to that? Where they at, family? Talk to me. Where they at? I can't find them. Where they at in the courtroom advocating for justice? Where they at in these school systems when our Black babies are being harmed and mistreated? Where you at? All women. Don't tell me that bullshit, because see, you talking to somebody now that when you say that, I'm going to make you back it up. If you can't show that to me, don't you talk about no all women. Ain't no all nothing. Let's let it continue.
So why are we being now segregated like this? And this is what I'm saying is this agenda it's been planted years, decades. You know what I mean? Like it's since World War II. People don't realize that the Nazi agenda was meant for right now. What's happening right now is 440 Nazi Hertz frequency program.
Here she come with the J. Lucas babble. Bitch, your community sides with Nazis to this day. Not just in the prisons. You white Hispanics side with the Aryan nation in and outside of the prisons. Huh? They side with them in the prisons. They've sided with them. Look, go and look up the history since they want to talk about New York, New York, New York all the time. Look at what the white Puerto Ricans was doing up there. Don't you know that they were a part of a Nazi gang up there? You can't make this up. Oh, boy, listen, y'all better go watch the documentary Microphone Check. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk this talk. Nazis, you shouldn't have, see, look, let me tell y'all something. Let me say this to the corporate flunkies, because, see, I'm going to talk past this raggedy bitch right here because she don't have an ounce of common sense in her head. You corporate flunkies that sending these idiots out here to say this, you better pick the smart ones, because she shouldn't have said nothing about no Nazis. Your people historically have adopted the ways of white supremacist groups. Look, the Proud Boys, huh? Enrique Torrio, federal informant, by the way, doing time. What was he? That was your people, ma'am. That was in your community, huh? Let's take it a step further. Family, let's look at the levels of government. Where's the Hispanic caucus advocating for foundational Black American freedmen agenda at? Huh? Where they at? Can you point me in direction of any Hispanic politician anywhere that's advocating for our agenda? See, y'all better really tighten up on the goofballs that you sent out here to toe the line on this, because, boy, when she said that about Nazis, I'm like, bitch, really? Did you go there? I guess they really think that there's none of us out here that really know the history of these other groups that have come to this country. Because, see, here's the really insulting part about it, and history backs me up on what I'm about to say. Our elders fought so hard for them to include other groups over here other than just white people. And then it didn't even take 2 generations. We got to call it what it is. It didn't even take 2 generations for these people to come over here and turn on us and then start pushing and fighting. LULAC, anybody? I've covered this on my channel. Start pushing and fighting to be classified as white and join with white supremacists against the very people that advocated for your raggedy asses to come over here fleeing from your country. Not even 2 generations, huh? This is why you see the disrespectful Fat Joes and the China Max out here, et cetera, huh? Come on now. So yeah, y'all better start picking the right ones, because see, from now on, every word that come out their mouth, we gonna be on their ass, and we gonna make sure that we hold them to account with these things with historical facts. Let's let it continue.
You know, so
so are you saying that this agenda is by Black people, or are you saying they're by white people that is pushing it?
Listen, It's not by black nor whites. It's by groups of people that want power and control, black and white, all colors.
Wait a minute. No. I can't let her get that one off. Family, where's the group of black and white people working together for power and control? We're not unified like this. Even if you look at the Boule, okay? They're the pets of white supremacy. They're not working together with them. You look, this is the thing that I often said to the class that's always interjecting in our business, especially on the continent of African tellers. When they get to talking about their relationship, if you call it that, it's really a servantship if you really want to call it anything. When they get to talking about, we'll say, relationship between Russia and China over there on the continent, that's not a partnership. You can only be in a partnership with somebody that you have equal footing with. No, if that other person has more power than you and you don't have the ability to punish that person, if they break an agreement, you are the servant to that person with the more power than you. That's what you are. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, family? You can be a servant to somebody that you're not on equal footing with. You can't have a partnership with somebody that has more power than you. Somebody's going to call the shots and somebody's going to take the orders. And the person that's calling the shots is not going to be the powerless person on the end of that equation. You understand? So you can't even say the Boule. The Boule do what they're told to sell us out for a check. We just saw that when we let the Democrats crash and burn. We seen Boule Martin with your 350,000 and Boule Sharpton with your 500,000, huh? And you know, for years, them Sambos were telling, oh, we don't get no money. They don't pay us. Really? Oh, boy, shout out to the brother Cat Williams again, because he said that 2024 was going to be a year of truth. But see, I'm going to add this to it. 2025 is going to continue that year of truth that began. Because it's just amazing how when that brother said that, no less than 30 days after he made that statement, stuff just started coming out. And I love it because it's forcing people to show where they stand, okay? You can't be camouflaged anymore. You got to come out and you either for this or you against this. There's no middle ground anymore. This is what the beautiful thing about this hour of our history is. You understand? So yeah, this nonsense that she's talking, like I said, y'all better pick more intelligent people to come out here like this. This J.W. Lucas babble that she's doing, it ain't gonna cut us. Let it continue.
Literally today, I was just having a conversation and I was doing makeup and I was talking about, because now everybody wants to hear what I have to say now that truth is coming out. Before I was a crazy girl, but now they're like, well, what about this? What about that? I started talking about the Boule. I said the Boule, because talking about Beyonce. Beyonce is actually a descendant of the British royal family, right? People don't know that. She also...
See, this is that crazy bullshit that let you know that she been hanging around the Alex Jones types with that conspiracy theory bullshit. I'm like, okay, bitch, when you say that, prove it. Prove it. Prove it. See, let me tell you what the tactic is for the younger people listening to this broadcast live or recorded on the playback. Let me tell you what this tactic is. Anytime that these white supremacists or white adjacent supremacists like this jackass here, okay, this Latino taco teller, when they start doing this type of crap like this, talking about families and bloodlines and all this other stuff, all that is to waste your time and distract you from the bullshit that they're on that's anti-black right in front of your face. Never miss that, okay? Well, look, when you hold in discourse with somebody on a particular subject and they start veering off message, if you're going to hold discourse, you got to be quick to say, that don't have a damn thing to do with what we talking about. And if you're going to bring up something in this discourse or debate, you better have proof to back it up that we can all verify. Because if you don't, you full of shit and it's a distraction tactic, okay? This is what I want to see younger black people start to do with the Tina Torres and the Fat Joes out here that start this type of crap. Because this don't have nothing to do with the discussion. Prove it. If you look, family, over the years, for those of you that have been long-time subscribers to this channel, if I make a statement about anything, do I not provide proof to show you what I'm talking about? Not only do I provide proof, you can go look it up yourself and find even more information on what I stated. Is what I said true or false? Tell me. Because see, while we got people taking passive-aggressive shots at folks talking about don't listen to my channel, verify my statement. Because see, over here in my chat, I don't censor you for telling the truth. Huh? As long as you respectful, you can say what you need to say. over the years, those of you that have been subscribed to this channel, when I put out something, can it be verified on your own or not? Do I not provide facts and receipts for everything that I state? Even if you disagree, tell me. I want to know. Talk to me. I need to hear the family sign off on this in the chat room. Tell me if I provide receipts or not to the things that I say on this channel. I have a years-long track record of doing that on anything that I state. And anybody say anything to the contrary, I'm looking in the chat room, talk to me. I need to know. So family, when you get this jackass right here talking this stuff that she's talking about, we're going to have to clamp down on them. We're going to have to make sure that they understand that everything you say is going to be on point. You're going to have facts and receipts to back it up. And if you can't, basically what you're trying to do is create straw man arguments, red herrings, and distract from the main subject matter at hand. And I'm going to tell you something. Anybody starts doing that in a debate, you lost the discussion. If somebody asks you about something, you got to start trolling and trying to change the subject, you lost. You've admitted defeat. At that point, the debate is over. And see, this is what I tell any of you if you do start debating somebody about something. The minute that they do that, I would just go ahead and, if there's a moderator in a debate, okay, if there's a standard moderator, just go ahead and tell them, like, hey, listen, I'm done. I've already won. I don't have nothing to say. The instant that you start deflecting from the main subject matter that's being debated, you're done. You lost. That's when your ass done ran out of gas, okay? See, you know what? I'm going to have to probably do another breakdown of those Karl Rove talking points, okay? Because, like, in case you don't know who Karl Rove was, okay, or is, I don't know if he's still alive or not, but Karl Rove was a Republican strategist. And he came up with a set of talking points to show you how to strategically gaslight, try to change the subject on something when you're losing a debate. I'm going to have to bring that back up over here in 2025. So be expecting that to come sometime pretty soon, okay? I'm probably going to do that on the main channel too, because y'all need to be taught what to recognize for the younger people. And those of us who are older, we know better. But we got to make sure we're doing our job and training the younger people on what to look for when it comes to these types of distraction tactics in a debate. Bottom line, when the subject get changed by your opposition, you won the debate. It's game over. Let it continue.
Her mother comes from Louisiana, and those ties tie to King Louis XIV, France, and then Britain, right? But they breed their people a certain way, right? I'm not saying it was spearheaded by whites and.
Oh boy, she is the gift that keeps on giving to those of us that are historians, not just on our history as foundational Black American freedmen, but geopolitical history. See, if I was talking to her, I would have said, ma'am, are you really going to go here talking about people that bred people a certain way when your culture practices Meliora la Raza? In other words, if you don't know what that means, it means whiten up the race. Are you really going to go there? In every Hispanic country, Puerto Rico, Cuba, most of the Latin American countries down in South America, Brazil, everywhere you go, they got that lighter skin class, and they encourage their people to Meliora la Raza, whiten up the race. Family, how many of y'all remember the broadcast where I showed you that clip of, I think it was a Dominican grandmother and her daughter, and the little grandbaby there is playing with a white doll, and the mother brings her a black doll, a darker skinned doll that looks her skin complexion. You saw that little heifer, that little grandmother jump up. No. She took that doll, and you would have thought, boy, that somebody would have handed her some type of curse or something, man. I'm talking about, man, they practiced that crap early. And this heifer had the nerve to talk about people breeding somebody a certain way. Are you out of your damn mind? See, young Black people, of my lineage especially, this is why those of us who are older tell you to become a master student of history, okay? Because the minute that she would have said that to me, I'll be like, oh, I'm so glad you went there. We gonna talk about breeding people a certain way, really? Do you understand what happened to the Black people in Argentina? Huh? Let's go there. See, I'm going to say it yet again. Before James Brown came out with the song Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, you didn't hear anybody else on the planet saying that. We are the only group of people that really hold that up in high self-esteem and say, yes, you can't make me ashamed of the tone of my skin, whether we the lightest of the light or the darkest of the dark. Huh? So see, I'm just giving y'all some strategies to deal with this because see, history is a great tool to use. There's a reason that Dr. John Henry Clark said all history is a current event. This is what that elder meant. This is why we hold those like him in high esteem, because their thought process was light years ahead of their time. This is why they were so masterful when you go back and study their work and debates. The Dr. Francis Chris Wilsons, even those that are non-FBA that were on code, like Dr. Joseph Ben Yakinen, okay? You go back and study these people that I'm talking about, and you see the people that they were debating, man, they ran circles around these people, man. Boy, they had the nerve to bring up how somebody was bred. Let's let this jackass continue.
Nor spearheaded by blacks. I'm saying it was spearheaded by both because both agree. So the Boule is a sect of Freemasonry with mixed people, black and white people that that were heavy in Louisiana, right? That came from this bloodline, and they had been purposefully planted within governments, within communities, within Hollywood, within all places of America, so that we are now having this racial divide thing going on.
Oh, she did it again. See, let me tell you something. When you are well versed on history and current events, okay, and you actually debate people like this, or you put up to the task of debunking them, it's almost like somebody going up against Mike Tyson in his prime and they've never had any boxing training. They get obliterated. This idiot is the gift that keeps on giving for me. We've never been united in this country. We've never been united. See, this is when they start talking about division. Name a time period. Look, if we were so united, there never would have been any American chattel slavery. There never would have been a Jim Crow. There never would have been black codes. There would have been none of this stuff. Where's this fantasy period in history that these idiots keep talking about? Well, this is division. We need to have unity. When have we ever been united? If we're united, then why is it that the minute that black people start to move, we going here, the minute that black folks start trying to move into their communities, if too many of us come over there, they all will pack up and leave. They're like, oh, hell no, the niggers done came over here. Let's get the hell on. Come on now. Huh? If we were so united, why do we have gentrification going on? If we were so united, why is it that they financially discriminate against us? Why, if we so united, why is there a racial wealth gap? If we so united, and let's go here. I'm gonna show you. I leave no ground for people to wiggle out of these things. If we were so united, let's just go here. The white folks living today, hey, you didn't own any slaves. That was your clan sisters. Yes, I said it that way, clan sisters. That was your clan sisters. So now if you really want to distance yourself from that part of your American history, because that's what that is, you would say, you know what? We believe in unity, okay? So let's go ahead and pay foundational Black American freedmen their reparations so we can move past this, huh? Let's go ahead and make sure there's an anti-Black hate crime bill. So now that we have equal protection under the law and justice, because let's be clear, you pass that anti-Black hate crime bill, we'll take care of the enforcement part of it. Oh, you boy, that's why they don't want to do that, family. That's why they don't want to cut the check for them reparations, because they don't believe that every Black person is just going to waste the money. If they thought that, they would have gave that to us a long time ago. And they know they can't give us an anti-Black hate crime bill because, hey, look, we're the society that's targeted the most. In other words, basically what they're using us as is, okay, these are the people that you got to put your training wheels of anti-Black racism on against, these Black folks over here. That's why they don't want to do that, huh? See, look, let me take it a step further. If there was unity, Tina Torres, you ignorant bitch, then these white supremacists over here, just like Germany, you go to Germany waving a Nazi flag and see what happened to your ass. They outlawed all forms of that. So if there was really about unity, they would do the same thing over here and outlaw white supremacy. Oh, let's take it a step further. If there was unity, huh? If we all the same, they would start putting RICO charges on these white supremacist groups. Oh, but they can't do that. They're invisible, boy. I've never heard of a white supremacist group getting a RICO charge. Oh, but you can find one to put on rappers though, huh? For something that they said in the song that's entertainment. Huh? Oh, no, we gonna go there. See, I told you, there's a reason why they don't try to debate me. There's a reason why I don't waste my time debating them. Because you see right here, like I'm talking on this microphone, these are the facts that I would bring to the table, and they'll start stuttering and stammering, then trolling. I'm like, yep, debate over. You lost. You lost. Family, we're going to let it continue because she's got more to tell us about what we don't know.
Because if we go back, slavery is not even about race. Okay, slavery is about money. What a lot of people fail to realize was that slavery existed on the planet like normal thousands of years ago, okay? We had Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery. So people who want to claim to be a part of the 12 tribes of Judah and all that, and they want to go heavy on that, guess what? His own Hebrew brothers sold him into slavery to Egypt, right? Slavery has been prevalent in Africa for thousands of years.
Oh, she did it again. First of all, if you're talking about people that got sold out, your people, ma'am, came over here and sold my people out after we fought for your little fleeing asses to have the right to come over here. Furthermore, we're not talking about Africa. Africa is another continent. We talking about America. Okay? See, this is why they don't like delineation, because they always be trying to tie stuff to Africa. We don't have nothing to do with what's going on in Africa today, not Foundation of Black American Freedmen. See, that's another thing. They started trying to tie that. Well, everybody experienced slavery. We're not talking about everybody. We're talking about us and what we're due as far as reparations. So that slavery was practiced everywhere. We ain't talking about everywhere. The United States government had us enslaved, and that's who owe us our reparations. Those of us that are qualified to receive that by lineage. We're not talking about everybody in Africa. Continental Africans got their own issues and problems. Let them advocate for themselves. Don't start bringing up Africa when you're talking about my lineage. Let it continue.
But do you not think that that's offensive to somebody, to Black people that have, had a history in this? Like, for you to come out and say something like that, don't you think that it's a bit insensitive?
We need to. Well, no, because we need.
Oh, she started glitching. Y'all heard that? See, that's how you know they full of shit as well. They always she started glitching, boy. The bullshit meter was going to the top of the scale. She couldn't get her line straight. We need to do boy. Hey, she started sounding like a damn turntable, a taco turntable. I think that's what we're gonna have to call this bitch. Come on, bitch. You shouldn't be stuttering if what you're saying is the truth. Get your lie straight. Go ahead and spit it out, motherfucker. Come on now. Yeah, man. Sitting up here stuttering and shit. But man, listen, let me tell y'all something, man. Again, when they run out of facts, they have to just start pulling anything out their ass and throwing it at the wall to see if it sticks. And that's basically what she finna start doing now. And again, I'm gonna say it yet again for you interviewers that have people like this on. Start having some competent opposition to challenge them on the facts. Okay, so that you can get a complete discourse if you're interested in that. Because I'm tired of seeing these one-sided situations where they just get up there and just say whatever and there's nobody there to challenge that. But see, this is why we always pushing to control our own media spaces and trying to develop our own apps. Okay, and that's another thing. Shout out to my good brother Philip Scott for African Diaspora News Channel. This is why I always give that brother credit. That is the way to go. If you want to be able to address your own issues without censorship, that's where it's going to have to go. We got to create our own apps where we own, operate, and control things. And we can't be censored on something that we own. Yes, we use YouTube because most of the audience is over here, but they got their own set of rules. As y'all can attest to my channel, y'all know how they stay messing with my channel. Okay. And most of the content over here is nothing but educational, trying to teach people things. Speaking of that, if you go back and look at the previous broadcast that I did on Operation Shady Rat, you can play that all the way through without any interruptions like it was during the stream. Okay, because y'all know, see, look, a lot of people think that when I say certain things due to my background, I keep telling y'all, if I start talking a certain way, oh boy, here they come. But see, you take some of these buck dancing Sambos like the Highest Twins, they don't mess with their channel at all. Their stream be 100% perfect, okay? But now you can listen to the whole thing without interruption. That's a very important broadcast if you didn't check out the one that I did on Operation Shady Rat, because most of y'all probably never knew that information. Again, if you're over there on my Patreon, you have direct access to several files that relate to what I'm talking about, that back up everything that was stated in that broadcast. We're going to get back to this goofball here, though, and let her continue embarrassing ourselves. Let her continue.
We need to go beyond 400 years of fucked up history, skewed history, mistranslated history on purpose. I will go as far to say that the civil rights movement and the Holocaust were both psyops, made up, staged things to create a certain ideology and mind control over masses right now. And that Holocaust, that staged Holocaust that happened in World War II still is affecting America today. That civil rights movement, all that stuff is still affecting America today.
See, this is how you can tell that this is an idiot. All that stuff. Listen, there's no other group in this country that has our exact story and history regarding anti-black racism or being discriminated against. No other group. You can't even compare it when the Chinese was going through what was called the Yellow Peril or any of that. You can't, because they didn't enslave them. They didn't have specific laws just for them that stayed in place a period of time. Okay. And it doesn't continue today. You know why? Because those groups, the minute that they did that, you can basically call that their hazing period. When that was up, what we see them doing today, pull out their identification or see their arrest record. Oh, you identify as white. You capitulated. This is why I often say you don't have the right to claim that you just like us, because we still fighting these bastards. We've never fought to be classified as white over here. They wouldn't let us if we tried. Okay. And we don't want to either. No foundation of Black American freedmen. We're not running around bleaching our skin to try to look like them people and identify them people. See, let me point something out to y'all. And the brother Dad Miller TV in the chat room said she stole a rerun hat. Boy, you hell, bro. Let me point something out, though. I want everybody to take a good look at this image while it's paused here. Look at how ridiculous this bitch looks. Sitting up here, pale as all outdoors, look like a damn pale ass bone that's been out in the sun, with a cap on and trying to wear a oversized sweatshirt on. You claiming that you're a part of hip hop culture, but you speaking anti-black. Do you see how silly this image looks? See, we have to really start making fools of them, because they do a good job of making fools of themselves. But you see how silly this image look, family? How the hell you gonna claim to be a part of a culture, but you against it at the same time? Huh? A house divided against itself cannot stand. You pulling in two different directions. You can't say you a part of the culture and you created it. Because see, think about it. When you go and look at the essence of hip hop culture itself, the beginnings of it were about celebrating blackness. That's what it was. How are we going to get something from you that's celebrating us? Y'all wasn't celebrating blackness when you came over here. That's what the beginnings of hip hop was. And then it started to evolve into political commentary about things that were going on in Black America at the time. And then it evolved further still to include issues in present day. We're talking about police brutality. Only in recent times has it become something so degenerate and devolved where there's really no substance or message in the music anymore. And we know why too, because when you look at most of the top rap artists today, these people are not of our lineage. Your Drakes, huh? Come on, you Nicki Minaj's. Oh, we got to go here and talk this talk. The greater majority of these people that's on the charts right now, that the corporations and the regular executives produce, they're not of the lineage. Same thing in Hollywood. They always trying to go and get people that are not of our lineage to play our icons. Cynthia Bucktooth Erivo trying to play our legendary ancestor Harriet Tubman. Nobody went to see that crap because you can't play that role. Huh? They're always trying to get, because one, let's talk about that. They go and get those actors because they sell less pay, okay? And they bring them over here and try to have them playing our icons as a thumb in our eye. But see, you will never find any of them that can play the role of a Malcolm X the way Denzel Washington did. You can't. It ain't in you. You don't have the spirit in you. You got to come from the lineage to be able to portray that role in a way where we feel that on screen, huh? And notice they've never had anybody else do that again from the lineage. They're like, oh, no. If anybody else do this, we're going to have to get somebody else that's not from you Negroes lineage, because you can't have people feeling that. Let me tell you something. I brought this up before. The show American Guys. How many people remember the character Kumpy and Nancy on there, huh? Played by Orlando Anderson. That very first episode where he told the story of black people, oh, you know what happened after he did that. They were like, oh, and then that funeral home scene, man, I might have to break that down on Patreon. That's probably something I'm gonna have to do to break down everything that was in there. That was some of the most powerful TV ever recorded in history. They was like, no, you cannot be doing this. Get his black ass off this show. Don't you ever put another Negro on TV sounding like this. Because, see, that brother was speaking from a place that he felt that. That's somebody of the lineage. You can't do that if you're not from the lineage. Huh? And yes, we know he chased the snow bunnies, but my point still stands. What came out of him with that character on screen, that can't come from any other group. You know why? Because they have not gone through our particular struggle in this country. I don't care how much you try to emulate it, it's just not in you. This is why we're the main group that constantly opposes white supremacy in this country. I think I am going to break down that scene on Patreon, though. I'm probably going to put a video over there. I'm going to walk through that chapter and verse. So if you over there, be looking out for that coming up soon. Let's let it continue.
But wouldn't you say that black people don't care about that, though, in the sense of like whether or not it was a psyop or not, it still affected them and it still caused them pain as a people?
Well, of course. Guess what?
And this bitch had the nerve to call the civil rights movement a psyop. You ignorant bitch. If it was a psyop, then you mean to tell me that the government manufactured Holy Week, you know, after they murdered our ancestor, Dr. Martin Luther King, man, we set this country on fire from one end to the other. You think the government is going to manufacture a psyop that does that? Because I go back to Dr. John Henry Clark's statements on that particular time period. He said, listen, we had that time, that was ready to give black people whatever we wanted at that time period. They were, because that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Here, see, let's look at this. And notice they don't have a Dr. Martin Luther King over here nor in their homeland. Yeah, I'm going there. Let's look at a couple of things. The reason why everybody turned up during Holy Week, because here is Dr. Martin Luther King preaching tolerance, nonviolence, trying to be recognized and treated as equals, and you killed this man? Do you understand that when black people across this country, our ancestors saw that, we were like, oh, hell no. You killing somebody that's preaching nonviolence? Oh, we ain't got shit to lose. Let's try the other option then. See, this is why I'm not one of the people that's going to tell you that violence is off the table. Oh, hell no. Nope. Sometimes that is the only option. Like, okay, you killing people that's not trying to preach any harm against you? Cool. Let's pick this other option up then and see what happened to your ass. Now, Tina Torres, where your people at that's got that kind of reaction? Even in your homelands, huh? Where your version of Holy Week at? Them white supremacists come down over there and say, boo, you motherfuckers, take off running on the first inner tube you can stitch together and tell us that you like us and call the civil rights movement a psyop. Really, bitch? A psyop is designed to put whatever government is behind it in an advantageous position. You understand? I wouldn't expect this idiot to understand anything about how warfare works, though. A psyop does not put the government in a disadvantageous position. No, it's designed to do the opposite. That's not what the civil rights movement was in its heyday era. But according to her, though, you know, she's telling us this is what it was. We don't know nothing. So y'all about to get the proper education from Tina Torres over here, okay? Let this taco till the winds continue.
But guess what? Guess how we heal from our trauma? You don't sit there and talk about it and cry on it and vibrate on that hurt and that pain. You go through it, you realize, and then you have to heal. And then you have to now take responsibility for your own projection instead of...
Bitch, what's a projection about my people being lynched and still continue to be lynched to this day like Robert Brooks? That's not a projection. My people's blood has been spilled for real. See, this is why when they get to talking that victim mentality shit, you damn right. We've been victimized by these demonic white supremacists and this system. That's not something that's in our head. We've got the actual history to prove it. Family, But those of you that are listening that are not familiar with this, y'all know I keep mentioning this because it's one of the most horrific and cowardly demonic acts ever inflicted upon our people, particularly our women. Go look up what happened to Mary Turner down in Valdosta, Georgia. What they did to that pregnant sister. They killed her husband before that, and when she tried to stand up for him, they beat her damn near to death, dragged this sister to his tree, strung her upside down, shot her, cut the baby from her womb, and stomped on her unborn fetus until it died, and then set this sister on fire. Where the fuck have any of them gone through anything like that in this country? You gonna tell me talking about what's a psyop and all women are the same? Where your stories of that happening to your women over here? Disrespectful motherfucker. See, I don't play that shit. When you know your history, you are gravely offended at statements like this. This is why I have a zero tolerance for that bullshit. You understand? Huh? Yeah. They can't relate to any of what I just said in this broadcast tonight. They can't. They'll have to manufacture something like this. Jean Leguizamo was talking about Warren Crow. Really? Okay, where's Warren Crow today? Because see, here's the damning thing about that statement. Let's get on him for a minute. Jean Leguizamo, who, by the way, cosplays as being Puerto Rican when he's really Colombian. His own dad busted him out about that. So that's a Colombian. But okay, let's go with it. How can you experience one crow, but then you turn around and fight to be classified as white by the same people inflicting so-called one crow upon you? Make that shit make sense. There's a reason why they don't talk to me. You understand? I'm going to say it again. If you went through a system of one crow because black people didn't inflict upon you, so it must have been white people that ran this country, then why would you turn around and fight with LULAC to be classified as your oppressors? Make it make sense. How you going to be of the oppressor class and then oppressed by it at the same damn time is basically what I'm saying. These people are absolutely pathetic and abysmally ridiculous. Let's let it continue.
Of being a victim. Oh, well, white people are racist everywhere, and I'm not going to be able to live a life of abundance and peace, and because people are racist. Well, that is now your personal reality that you are creating because they created a mass agenda to program the masses. But one person has the ability to create their own reality. So let go of that big agenda.
Okay, well, since we create realities, create the reality where you stop identifying as white and actually fight for your own culture without being attached to ours. How about you create that reality? See, this is that babble that I was talking about, the J.W. Lucas babble, where they just start going all off subject, talking all this crazy shit. None of it makes sense. It's too easy to debunk, especially if you know your history and you know where we are in present day history. They always, look, this is what I keep saying. And I'm not going to stop saying it. No one that has fled from their country has the right to come over here and instruct us on a goddamn thing. You hear me? How you going to tell me what to do and what we should be getting together when you won't go back home? You swinging your flag all over here. Oh, you so proud. But somebody say, hey, all right, when you going back over there? I ain't never going back over there. Well, then how you going to be simultaneously proud of something and ashamed of it at the same time? Talk about a case of schizophrenia. You proud of some shit, you swing your flag all over the place, but then you won't ever go back home? How does that work? Explain that to me. I don't understand it. Bottom line, whatever confusion they have going on, they're going to be forced to keep that over there. You're not going to bring your confusion amongst my people. We kicking you disrespectful motherfuckers out of our cultural house. The door is going to be permanently closed and welded shut. And from now on, anybody of our lineage that keep trying to drag you to a cookout, we're going to deal with their ass too. You're going to get regulated on just like these damn disrespectful tellers. Let's let it continue.
And singularly create and heal from your personal trauma. Because truly, if I can't even, I know that I don't mean to like say it like this, but I know I don't have the audience to properly convey what I want to from a true higher consciousness standpoint right now. But just say this, if I can simplify it, we'll say, even me, I got sexually abused, right? Am I going to sit here and go out and be scared of men everywhere and peg every man as a fucking rapist and predator because I've been sexually abused?
See, this is what I don't like. They always try to center themselves personally into our affairs because that's what the conversation was about. And notice how she veered all off center from the main subject matter and trying to center herself in it. Let's go with what she's talking about, though. Because no other group of women in this country have been more sexually terrorized than our women in foundational Black America. None. You can't look. Where is the version of a Daniel Holtzclaw targeting white Hispanic women? That wasn't what he was doing that too. He was going after Black women. Y'all remember that? The rapist cop that's in prison now? By the way, some of their people are advocating for him to be free. Oh, yeah, we got to talk about it now. Come on, man. Ain't gonna have the nerve to try to bring this up. That don't have nothing to do with nothing. Listen, I hate that happened to her. I don't want that to happen to any woman, whether it's in our lineage or outside of it. But that doesn't have anything to do with this discussion. Furthermore, ma'am, it will be your kind that'll run up over here and get with some of these goofy Negroes, and I got to go here, that will sit up here wanting to lay up with you. And then the minute that something don't go your way, since you claim that you know, are not a victim and all this other stuff, then you'll turn around and pull a me too. See, this is why I keep telling you, brothers, man, those of you that just run around chasing taco tether winches, you better be careful because they see themselves as white women in America. You understand? And they're going to emulate what they do. I'm telling you now. Remember what happened to Jonathan Majors? He was with the real deal, Alabasters, and that boy was running city blocks. Had Kane the Conqueror running all over the place, huh? For me, it's just not worth it. If you are in that particular community, I'm trying to date you. And if you thinking that you're a part of them when you don't have any genetic lineage to Caucasians, but you identifying as that means you've been mentally colonized to the point that you think you are your oppressor. Talk about Stockholm syndrome, huh? And this is why I don't tolerate them trying to tell us what we need to be doing. You've been defeated. The minute that you start identifying as your oppressor, you have been defeated. We haven't done that. You don't have no conversation for my people. Let's let it continue.
And several times? No, I'm not going to do that. If I can create that, I can continue to create that reality and vibrate on that frequency. But if I want to heal, then I have to take the responsibility and to change my vibration and my mentality. One, to not only forgive them, but forgive myself. Forgive all of humanity as a whole. Because
fuck that. You go do whatever you want to do. My people ain't forgiving a damn soul until you make right the wrongs that have been inflicted upon my people systematically. Let me tell y'all something. They always, and see, this is how you know she's a colonizer. She's basically preaching that towards Black people, by the way. This is who she talking at, not to, at. Big difference. They always come to us preaching forgiveness. Family, anytime that they harm our people, why don't you see the white pastors, the Hispanic ones, East Indians, Arabs, Asians, why don't they go talk to their community and tell them about how wrong they are and that they need to practice forgiveness and to calm down? They always come to us. You know why? See, let me tell you why. I mentioned this earlier in the broadcast for a reason. Because even though that didn't happen in our generations, they remember what happened during Holy Week after they killed Dr. Martin Luther King. Do you understand? They remember what happened. Fast forward from that to what happened after they did what they did to Rodney King. They remember how we turned up when that demonic bastard, who, by the way, I will never stop saying has been incorrectly charged, even though he's behind bars, that demonic, cowardly bastard, Derek Chauvin, knelt on handcuffed George Floyd's neck while 3 other people was holding him down until he killed this man. He should have been charged with first-degree murder because that's what we saw on tape. That was first-degree premeditated murder. People telling you going to kill the man and you still doing that? Why was your knee on his neck in the first place if all of y'all got him handcuffed and on the ground? Bunch of fucking pussies. This is why these people are cowards. I never will ever look up to them when they calling Daniel Penny a hero. You sneak up behind a homeless, frail Black man and choke him to death, and then you have people helping you do it? Don't you ever look up to these white supremacists. They're the biggest cowards on earth. They want to sit here and hold people like that up as heroes. And then these defeated, mentally colonized motherfuckers like Tina Torres will come over here and start wagging her finger at us talking about what we need to do and forgiving people. That's exactly why your people are colonized now in their homeland. You can accept that. We ain't going for it. Let it continue.
Because we have all been living in trauma for thousands of years on this planet, and then move forward with my life, because everybody has the ability to create you have a 6 feet circumference of electromagnetic force field around you, your projection of your personal reality.
Does the 6 feet of the magnetic force field project why you identify as white on your paperwork? Because you know she do, y'all. Come on, look at her. You know she do. See, this is why we keep telling y'all, when these motherfuckers of these other groups come around us talking about yo, this, that, and the third, you better remember that if you out here doing something with them, the minute that them police put them to the side, they're going to be like that little white boy at first 48. I want to be a white guy like you are. Me and you, I'm a white guy. That's them right there. All that cosplaying they doing. That's why I don't let them come around me like that. None of them. Like, nope, be who you are. Be who you are. I don't want to kick it with you. I'm not trying to hang out with you like that. No, I don't trust those that do that. But see, all they got to do is come around with this little act, throwing a cap and a jersey like she got on, and some of these goofy all-cold niggas, oh, man, she down with her, man. Yeah, she cool, man. Oh, man, she ain't mean it racist when she said the N-word. Yeah, dumb. I'm going to say something about people like that, too. The men and the women that fall for that, it's good that you do it, because you're going to be the ones that take yourselves out the equation. We don't need you liabilities amongst us. You don't have good common sense if you still allowing these people to run around and say that and talk like that, huh? That means you don't respect not only yourself, but you don't respect the sacrifice that our ancestors went through. And it's hell for sitting up here with all this goofy babble that don't have nothing to do with nothing. Man, listen, you Tina Torres that's out here, I'm telling you, that's not going to float. If you think that this movement is something now, it's just going to get stronger. There is no end game to us representing our culture, practicing delineation, okay, from all of these other groups that are outside of our lineage. We're not having that no more. We're going to put this house in order like we should have done a long time ago. And that's going to be the traditional standard going forward.
I get what you're saying, from that. And go ahead.
And now that I think about this, it's another psyop, another inception that he's creating, more divide, another compartment to create another class of people where you can control them easier.
I get what you're saying, Tina, but wouldn't you say, though, that there's more layers when you're talking about racism and oppression versus, being abused by in a single instance?
No, it's all trauma. It's all pain. It's all hurt.
Yes, the greatest trauma is you identifying as your oppressors on paper since they so bad. How you going to identify with the people that harmed you? See, anybody with that mindset, you don't have moral high ground to stand on at all to criticize my people. You never will. You confused. And we aren't confused. And we not going to let you bring that confusion over here to us. It's just that simple.
You know what I mean? It's literally all the same thing. You're talking about
a singular instance of pain versus, a systematic situation of everywhere you're going, right?
I can strike up another Me Too movement and get hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of women all over the country that have been sexually abused, and we can do the same thing.
Oh, yes, your kind would be the first to do that. We're seeing versions of that now going on with that whole nonsense with Skip Bayless and the rest of them, huh? Yeah, so yeah, I believe you would. And see, I'm going to say it again. For you goofy dudes that's sitting up here laying up with that, you better listen to what she's saying. I could. Yeah, I know you could. Because you identify as them folks women. Let it continue.
Same thing. And then we can go bash men. You're all evil because you're all rapists. All of you. Same thing.
Okay, what about the FBA as a group, though? Wouldn't you say that is a strong movement for Black people to be moving forward and taking back what they believe is theirs?
Like Killer Mike and the 5%ers? No, it's not. It's more trauma and more toxicity. That's not actually healing. It's actually a lot.
Now, this is the part of this interview that I really have questions about, and I'm going to do my own digging to try to verify this. And maybe some of you may know, and you can tell me here in the chat room here tonight. I wonder why she mentioned Killer Mike's name at all. I wonder, has Killer Mike been associated with her? Does he know her? Because I'm like, why you name dropping him, especially if you never met him before? Now, like I said, I've never heard of this woman before this interview. Maybe some of you have information to the contrary. I'm going to do my own digging and try to find out. But I wonder why she just brought his name up at random like that. Because, see, let me just go ahead and tell you where I'm going with that. Killer Mike is a good brother. Okay? Does a lot of good work here in the city. But one thing that we're going to have to clamp down on, and I said this about Kendrick Lamar. Love that brother to life. Outstanding talent. But you're not going to be having these Hispanics on your records or any other group outside our lineage saying the N-word. That shit ain't going to float. See, I'm going to say it again. The people that you love, you chastise. You be like, hey, no, listen, man, we not on that. We getting our cultural house in order and making these people respect us. So everybody that's on board of our lineage, we need all hands on deck. So if, because like I say, I don't know, if Killer Mike has been associating with this, hey, man, somebody got to have a conversation with him. Like, hey, brother, hold on. Did you see this interview? Because, see, let me go ahead and say where I'm going with this, family. When we see things that are off code or are not right, we got to call that out. We got to say, hey, man, wait a minute. Nah, man. Yeah, you might be cool with him, but did you know about this? Now, at that point, when we show you and bring it up, now you got a decision made. Because that's where it's at. We can't have this 1 foot in, 1 foot out crap no more in our culture. Look what it's cost us. You understand? So I wonder why she said his name like that. Like I said, if y'all know, you let me know here in the comments, and I'm going to do my own research to see if I can get to the bottom of that, because that really stood out to me. I wonder why she mentioned his name. Let it continue.
A trauma lifestyle, which is fine. It's your prerogative. You are welcome to live that way. And I'm not like, listen, I'm just
wait. How is it a toxic trauma lifestyle?
Because you're not forgiving and you're not healing.
Can you go into
and forgiveness? And forgiveness is not for the person, the people who harmed you. Forgiveness is actually for yourself. And truly, if let's go to higher consciousness now. We live in a
I'll tell you where the higher consciousness is at. The higher consciousness is me getting my retribution and putting my foot up your ass after that. Then we can do all the forgiving after we get you straightened out, okay? That's where I'm at with it. Don't y'all, we not gonna be sitting up here like the John Lewises that talking about people went upside your head and you told the police thank you. Yes, he's no longer with us, but that was very foolish. That is not a message that you leave to younger generations where you sit up and accept abuse. No. We can do all the forgiving after we get even. How about that? That's where I'm at with that. I say forgiveness for our own people in the community that have not done us major egregious harm. That's where the forgiveness come in at. You outside of my community practicing harm against my people, I don't owe you a damn thing but what you tried to do to me, okay? I'm not with that. I'm not going to be the person over here preaching that. No, I have never done that, and I'm never going to start because that is not wise. You better understand why they took the pages out of the Bible talking about retribution when we was on them plantations. They didn't want that. The slave Bible was different from the one that had all the pages in it because they're like, we don't want these Negroes rising up. And see, further, let me go ahead and say this to these other groups that's telling us how much we got from them. We're the only group in this country, even to this day. This is a holdover from slavery. I want y'all to catch what I'm about to tell you. We're the only group to this day where when we congregate and more than 2 or 3 of us in a group, them folks get nervous. That's why they didn't want us together on them plantations, because they're like, all it takes is one of these Negroes to get together with a spirit of rebellion, and now we got a Nat Turner on our hands. You know they don't worry about them getting together in groups. You know why? I'm going to go here again, because most of them want to be classified as white. Why are you going to worry about the people that want to identify as the oppressor? Oh, boy, you defeated colonizers, man. It's ridiculous when you start trying to compare yourself to foundational Black American freedmen. Let's let it continue.
Simulation. Nothing in here is actually real. We are all connected as one, right? And we are literally all here to play out a program and to rise above that program. We all have hurdles, right? I chose this avatar. I chose this body. I'm not going to have the same trauma. I'm not going to have the same hurdles as somebody else who chose a different male body in that avatar. He's going to go through different experiences than me. But at the energy, at the end of the day, it's all the same. You want to heal? If you want to be mad and be racist for the rest of your life, you can do that. You know what I mean?
Again, show me the system with which black people have the power to be racist in this country. Because see, believe it or not, we got some people amongst us that are unlearned that will actually say that, and all you have to do is ask them, okay, prove it. Because racism isn't calling somebody a name. It's a system that's put in place that you exercise to deprive somebody of resources and hurt them and kill them with impunity based on their race. Where can we pull that off at in this country? We can't pull a Kyle Rittenhouse and then have the judge acting as our de facto defense attorney. So be vehement about rejecting that term. We can't practice racism. With what system? How? Show me a system that we have in place that has oppressed any of these groups in this country. Show me. They can never show you that. But see, you can tell that she ain't right upstairs because all this stuff she babbling about, when you have somebody talking like me and it was like, okay, well, explain what you just said. Huh? She kind of reminds me of, remember Bethany Mandel, the chick that was on that show with Brianna Joy there, where she asked her, said, define woke. And then she glitched. She had a male glitch on camera. That's some of the funniest shit ever. That will never, ever not be funny to me. Well, you see, it's like this, well, see, it's kind of like, this is going to be a moment that goes viral. Yeah, Alabasters, it is going to go viral. You fucking dipshit, you. See, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. One thing that, in case you haven't noticed, in case you're new to this channel, you have to go through the archives, but my longtime subscribers and listeners, y'all know that one thing I have zero tolerance for and don't have the patience for is stupidity. The most dangerous thing in the world is to get a bunch of stupid people in the same place at the same time. That is dangerous. My great-grandfather, father, and grandfathers taught me that, okay? Look, you study that, what I just said. Most dangerous thing in the world is a bunch of stupid people gathered together at the same place at the same time. And see, when it comes to these people that are white adjacent and want to identify as the oppressor, these are the stupid ones, huh? This is why they can't get their homelands together, because they're idolizing their oppressors. I got to go here. There's a reason why Hitler called the Japanese honorary Aryans, huh? I'm just saying, we got to really start showing these people their history and how it correlates to their defeated mindset today. We got to go here. It's the truth. And they don't have to like the truth. It simply is. The truth is an absolute. It doesn't care about your feelings. If you like it, dislike it, agree with it, or disagree with it. The truth is the truth. And that's exactly what we're going to bring them here in 2025. Let's let this wrap up, family.
But you're not going to really get anywhere. You're not going to ascend in consciousness by living like that. You're just coddling your trauma and feeding your hurt for the rest of your life instead of actually healing and forgiving. And then guess what? Where now you can show up for white people and you can love on them, even when they spit in your face.
I feel like,
oh, hell no. Family, did you hear this mentally deranged goofball of a Latino bitch up here talking about loving on people that spit in your face? Let me tell you something right now. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. You understand? There isn't a soul walking on God's green earth of any title, stature, or standing that could spit in my face and I not tear your ass apart, literally, instantly. Spit in your face and you love them. See, this is why they're defeated mentally. This is why when them folks come around, they just take off running the minute that they say boo. Did you hear what she just said? See, there's a reason why they fight to identify as white. They are broken. Do you hear me? I don't want unity with broken people. I can't be unified with somebody that's not going to fight against this demonic system of white supremacy. And you going to tell me that I need to love on people that spit in my face? Have you lost your fucking mind? I don't play that shit. I wasn't raised in a family on either side of it for us to tolerate disrespect from nobody. You understand? But that's what she's telling us we need to do. See, these are the people that want to be the quarterback for Black America. Defeated motherfuckers like this that sit up here telling you to love on people even if they spit in your face. What? See, that is so insane. This is how you know that you don't have any type of respect for yourself at all. No. you going to take that bullshit back over there to your people. You do what you want in your community. You're not going to bring that shit amongst us. Let's let it continue.
People are really going to be upset and go crazy in the comments about this one.
Of course, they're definitely going to go crazy, Panda, for sure, because people aren't there yet, especially America. This country is being.
We're not going to ever get there. Not Foundation of Black American Freedmen, bitch. We ain't trying to get where somebody can spit in our face and we talking about loving on them. No, bitch, you go be there by yourself, like your people in your homeland. While you sitting up here identifying as white, you go be there.
Divided through racial means every day, when at the core of our being, we are all one. We are spirit. We are all fucking one.
I get some of what you're trying to get across, but do you think that it's coming across as a bit too insensitive towards other people's experiences?
Well, I can say the same about people being insensitive toward women being raped and abused, but I'm not sitting here crying about it.
Yeah, there you have it, family. She claimed that we're all one people, but how we gonna be one when we don't have the same agenda? Because last time I checked, even the coons in our lineage wouldn't sit there and let them folks spit in their face. Come on now. Even the coons know where to draw the line. But this, you better understand that she wasn't being hyperbolic. She meant that shit. You can see now by the way that they allow them people to come over there and run roughshod in their homeland, they don't never oppress them. Then when they get over here, the first thing they want to do, let's just keep it a buck. Most of her kind, whiten up the race. You can't wait to get up under you the first white man or white woman that you can find. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, anybody? Oh, I ain't done. No. We gonna name names. Ilhan Omar divorced that first husband. Got you a white man now, huh? Every time you turn around, see, a lot of people don't like it when we talk about who somebody is with, but who you choose to be with says a lot about your mentality. Yes, you grown. You can do whatever you want to do. And I'm not saying that if there's anybody in here that's biracial or whatever, you can't help how you're born. So this is no knock against you. We're talking about people that go out their way to get with their oppressor and they adopt their mindset towards us, okay, and practice this anti-black racism. So it does matter who you land up with, okay? Family, I think I hit the nail on the head and said everything that needs to be said. But again, we are not ceding any ground to these disrespectful tellers. We're going to continue to check them. We're not going to allow anybody in our lineage to compromise our situation. You will be dealt with the same and regulated on just like the adversaries that you're trying to bring amongst us. And that day is over. Delineation is here. That is the new way under the sun from now on going forward. So with that said, salute to everybody that showed up, everybody that contributed to the broadcast here. Thank you very much, very much. You know how we're going to do it. We're going to put your names on the community wall. I said, if you're over there on the Patreon, be looking for a broadcast where we're going to address a great deal of passive aggressive behavior. Because see, the one thing about me, I stand on business as a man. If I got something to say about another man, I'll name names and say who I'm talking about. I don't have to be vague with it, okay? So for the gender warring goofballs that's running around talking about, don't watch my channel, let me say something to everybody. If anybody can tell you not to watch my content, I don't need you over here. This is a classroom for foundational Black American freedmen and our own code non-LBA brothers and sisters that are against the system of white supremacy and are about moving and making change online and offline. That's what we do over here. We don't blur the lines between gender warring and then turn around acting like we on code 1 minute the next. Nah, that's not what we're about over here. So if you about that, you stay on those other people platforms that's running their mouths about me. Because one thing I'm going to close with like this, let me tell you something. For those individuals, all that stuff that you say online, there's a reason why you'll say it only online and you won't say it to people's faces in person. You basically the equivalent of the little goofy nerds that couldn't come outside unless you had your older cousin or your older brother with you. But people will whoop your ass for being disrespectful. That's where we at that. Don't worry, we're going to go and break all that down. It'll come in the next couple of days. So with that said, family, I want you to remember we're a great and mighty people as foundational Black American freedmen. Let no one disrespect our lineage. The era of delineation is here, and that is the new way under the sun going forward. Salute to you, Black first, and I will see you all in future content.